My fish fam, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. We're back to playing Pioneer Merfolk. Now, if you want a comprehensive deck tech on this deck, I'll have a link in the description for it. But for those that have been watching the last few videos, only changes I've made is I'm going to go up 4 Mystical Disputes because I am not really beating Izzet Phoenix. I'm like just going even. I want to try to get an edge versus that deck, so I think having more counter spells to interact versus their cantrips, the Ledger Shredders, the Picklock Pranksters, everything else that they're doing. I'm going to have some more Mystical Disputes for that matchup. And it's fine versus combo decks. Like, it's still going to work as a 3-mana card versus a combo deck. It's going to work great versus, like, Niv to Light because it can hit Omnath and so on. So we're upping the Mystical Disputes. And it's about it. I think I went down, like, my one Tidebinder and something else. So it's basically the same deck list. All right, we're going to play a Modern Challenge today. Let's get into our challenge. Here for round 1 of this Modern Challenge, we're on the play, and we have a very nice hand. Actually, I'm going to keep it. Turn 1, Cenote Scout. Turn 2, Hexcatcher, Sentinel. I mean, depending on what our opponent's doing, maybe we'll play Miscolor early, but looks like they're on a Gigantha deck, so probably Gruul Prowess. Probably. There's actually a lot of Gigantha decks, surprisingly. You can jam Gigantha in a ton of stuff. Apparently, in the last 10 years, they haven't printed a whole bunch of cards that have, like, double anything in the casting cost. Okay, so we'll just start with our Cenote Scout. What does our Scout bring for us here? Deep-Root Pilgrimage. That looks great. Yeah, let's not go in the graveyard at all. In fact, in combination of our Vidalian Hexcatcher, that's a combo. That is a combo. We might go... Okay, Soul Scar Mage. That's good. So I think we're going to start off with Pilgrimage, and then turn 3, I can forego Sentinel, and we'll play Hexcatcher, Mistcaller. Actually, I may not even block the Soul Scar Mage as is, because maybe I'm just going to flood the board with tokens or something. And if I can flood the board with tokens, then it'll make Hexcatcher that much stronger. Like this one token can be worth a huge chunk of clock. Slick Shot Showdown. One of the most frustrating cards to play against. Okay, I will take 2. Because we're going to be racing now. We are going to be racing. It's a race. The game's afoot. That's a great card. Can't really play that right now, though. Or can I? I mean, I'm going to attack for 5. I could play the Mistcaller or the Mutavault. Following turn, I can go... I mean, I guess it's just a matter of, do I want this extra creature here now? Yeah, I guess we can do that. Could be an extra... I mean, because I can't produce an extra token anyway with this Mutavault, so we might as well go down that route. I'm pretty reasonably sure we can race here. I mean, they gotta, like, win next turn, right? How much power do we have? We have... Maybe, I guess we don't have lethal. What is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're a little short. So they could have a really big, good turn here. But we can still sack a bunch of stuff with Hexcatcher, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if we let them just play 1 spell a turn, for example, that's actually a point to playing the Mutavault early, because Mutavault would guarantee that we at least make 2 tokens a turn, and if they're stuck on 2 mana, then they can't really do anything. All right, Swift Spear. It's good when I've got a Hexcatcher out. This is not going to work. Okay, these can all auto-resolve. I'm not going to interact with them ever. We shall counter this. I would like to keep my good stuff here. Let's see, are they going to go for the all-out attack? Okay, they've conceded. That was good enough. Pilgrimage and Hexcatcher. Yeah, this is a tough matchup. This is Gruul Prowess. Gruul. It's grueling. Okay, I'm going to bring in my Witness Protection, my Eaten by Piranhas, our Tidebinder Mages. Mistcaller is okay. What's the new sideboard strat here versus the Gruul Prowess deck? Went deep thinking about this one. Not too deep, though. Got rid of Sentinel and Smuggler's Copter. Smuggler's Copter is terrible on defense, just terrible. Sentinel, I don't know, maybe this card is fine, but the problem is it's really clunky. And you can almost never block anything with Sentinel, which is very frustrating. They play Monstrous Rage on a Prowess creature, and between the Prowess trigger and the roll token, it has like 4 toughness, and Sentinel can't even trade with the damn thing. So usually you'll go like Sentinel, and you probably should just take the hit, which is sort of a liability. Oh, I get to keep 1 thing though. Okay, we'll keep 1 Sentinel. 1 Sentinel it is. My sideboard is a little bit different. We're going heavy on the Mystical Dispute, and we're basically setting out a bunch of cards that we didn't even have that game. This hand is awkward. It's awkward because I don't have a 1-drop, but it's got Eaten by Piranhas at Tidebinder Mage, so I'm going to keep it. But not thrilled. 1-drop? 1-drop? Oh! Thank you so much. It's not a very strong 1-drop, but you know what? 1-drop is a 1-drop. I'm not going to complain. 1-drop's a 1-drop's a 1-drop. They're going to attack first. They're Soulscar Mage. They probably have, what's that card? Reveal 2 cards from the top of your library. Play them until your next end step. Light up the stage. I don't remember what anything's called anymore. Got a Get to Lava Runner and a Mountain. That is value. 2 creatures you can play at the same time here. I can't even attack into that card. Unless... well, didn't happen. Nothing happened here. Okay, so we're going to go Merfolk with this. Options. I don't want to play Tidebinder. I prefer, if I'm going to play Tidebinder Mage, it's got to be a little bit later when... my opponent's like probably starting to run out of removal. I think the correct thing to do is play an Eaten by Piranhas. Alternatively, I could go Deep Root Pilgrimage, let my opponent like have a turn, and then we go Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka. But it'll like they'll have quite a bit of a turn, and if they have what's it called? If they have some way of making their creatures have trample, then we're in a lot of trouble. Just have to be a little bit patient. We're just gonna pass. Oops. Probably I should have played Eaten by Piranhas first on the Soulscar Mage, unless our opponent's going to play a Slick Shot or something this turn. Because the thing is, I can go Eaten by Piranhas on Soulscar Mage, but it's sort of useless. Wizards, Lightning. Because of, like this, they're going to get buffed up. Well, is that it? Oh, you're going to kill off my creature, too. How rude. Okay, let's see if you're going to go all out here. But I should have played Eaten by... if I was going to play Eaten by Piranhas... probably I should have done it right then and there. So you know what? There is some advantage here, though. If my opponent wants more prowess triggers, they have to play at instant speed right now. So they're going to have to rattle off more removal spells, which they're not doing. They're going to play Get to Lava Runner and then Passaruni it up. I'm going to take 6, go to 13. And it looks like the most mana efficient thing I can do is just play Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka next turn. Another light up the stage. Slick Shot and Play with Fire. That sucks. So definitely the best thing we can do is play our Kumena. It's probably not going to live. I mean, it might actually. Hold on, what is this? Play with Fire. Deals 2 damage to any target. So I can actually block the Soulscar Mage. But how much damage am I taking here? I'm going to take... okay, there is a world where it all works out for me. So they're going to... I don't know what they're going to do with this, to be honest. They could go after my face. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to block the Soulscar Mage for sure. Because if I block the Get to Lava Runner, it'll trade with my Kumena. That's not good. We've got Tidebinder Mage and Deep Root Pilgrimage next turn. Yeah, they're going to go after our face. We're going to take 9, which we can sort of live with. And we can play the Tidebinder Mage to slow down the Slick Shot Showdown. This actually is going to turn out quite well. And we don't take any damage from our mana base yet. Tidebinder Mage! It would have been more convenient, though, if we had, what's it called? 1 extra life. But who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have played that Wizard's Lightning. Who knows? Is this the best thing to do? I make a token this way. Die to Monstrous Rage. I gotta win somehow, though. We gotta win somehow. I guess that's just how we're gonna do it. I'm pretty sure we can win with all this stuff. Wizard's Lightning. Oh, you have double Wizard's Lightning. Okay. I was not winning this game, apparently. Even with my Mistcaller on turn 1. By the way, we still have this Mistcaller in the play to beat with that enchantment, that Kuzo. Oh man, I can never remember this card. Kamano Faces of Kakazan. That's the card. It's this enchantment for red, and on chapter 3, it's a saga. Chapter 3, it exiles and turns into a 2/2 haste creature, and you can sack your Mistcaller to exchange with it, which I think is fine. I think. And I do prefer to have more things early on in the game to enable Hexcatcher anyway. We're going to keep this. I've seen better hands, but I've also seen worse. We can even attack for 2 with our Kumena Speaker by next turn by activating our Mutavaults. Den of the Bugbear by our opponent, followed by a Swiftspear. They'll attack for 1. We will take 1. Oh, Tidebinder Mage. I will absolutely play that. Yeah, let's slow that beat down. Let's slow the beat down. And let's get our own beatdown on. Our beatdown going to go up. So what I like about Tidebinder Mage is that it forces them to use a removal spell on our creature in order to free up their own creature. So they'll lose at least 1 prowess trigger plus an attack. So there's clearly going to be, I don't know, there's maybe a removal spell. Maybe Light up the stage. Probably removal spell / light up the stage. Get to Lava Runner. Nothing else in play. Interesting. I got a Tyrant of Erasca. What to do here? Probably attack with everything, to be honest, and then play Kumena. Or I actually can play Sentinel. I can attack for 4, play Sentinel, slightly bigger and chunkier. Or which one's better to have in play? I think either of them are okay. Or maybe the Kumena. I can just easily block this Get to Lava Runner if they play. No, Sentinel's actually better. Sentinel's better. So if they give the monstrous roll token to the Get to Lava Runner, it will certainly die. Okay, so we're going to attack for 4. And then we can explore. Oh, hold on. There is actually another problem. Whoa, wait. I can't play Witness Protection and Kumena Tyrant of Erasca next turn. So actually I should play Kumena. Because I can, with 1 green, 1 blue, I can play both of these cards. Okay, backspace. That is probably better. Okay, another Swift Spear. Another Get to Lava Runner. So what if I do not? What if I just don't block any of this stuff? And you go Monstrous Rage. It's 1. That would be, what does Monstrous Rage do exactly? So +2/+0? Yeah, so that would be, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go to 10. I think that's okay. Because I don't want to lose the Kumena Tyrant of Erasca like this. At least right now. Because I don't have a good block with Kumena if I get Monstrous Raged. So we're just not going to block at all. Take 3. They seem to be very heavy on, have a like super heavy creature hand. Oh my god. The power. Now what do we do? Well, screw all the plans in the past. This is the new plan. Yeah, we're going to attack with everything. And then we're going to play Witness Protection. If they try to screw with our board, we'll flash in Hexcatcher, sack a Mutavault, and still play Witness Protection after the fact. Yeah, I guess this is just what we're going to do. Does that work? Interesting. Okay, so blocks go through. I'll just pass. I'm not going to play Hexcatcher because I need them to make a move first. Monstrous Rage on that creature. So prowess. Yeah, that can all resolve. Now it's just a matter of what do I want to do here. So this is going to turn it into just a 4-power creature. I can just play Hexcatcher and then let it die, to be honest. It's a 3/5. It's going to be attacking for not nearly enough. It's just going to be a 4/3. It's going to lose in combat. They're going to take 6. We'll play Witness Protection on a Swift Spear, and we shall pass. They just had one of these games where they had a lot of creatures, but not enough beef. Yeah, I'm not blocking any of you guys. Not doing anything about that. Go for it. Oh, there's the light up the stage. I thought there was going to be a light up the stage a long time ago. All right, there's the light up the stage. And they need to find a removal spell for this Hexcatcher, or they're certainly doomed really fast. 2 mountains! That is brickaroonies. Opponent says, usually hard for whoever's on the draw. Usually just hard for me either way. Anyway, that was a nice lucky start. Our opponent... But you know what? I was looking at the deck lists. They don't have infinite amounts of removal. They have like 12 removal spells, which is a lot. They should have at least 1 removal spell a game. They didn't have any this game, but it's not an infinite amount of removal, which makes some cards like ours stick to the board a little bit longer. And I think we have to play just a little bit more cautiously around stuff like Monstrous Rage. I think probably I might be looking into playing Fading Hope even over something like Tidebinder Mage. I'm not certain about Tidebinder Mage in the deck, although I do like Tidebinder Mage versus the Nykthos decks. I think that's great, but the probably Fading Hope is a bigger blowout. Is it Fading Hope, the bounce spell? Yeah, Fading Hope is the bounce spell for 1 mana that could really blow out these not really blow out, but it can blow out the prowess decks, especially when you have to deal with any creatures that have Monstrous Rage on it. That was round 1. Let's get on to round 2. We're here for round 2. I'm on the play, which is good. We have a very reasonable hand. We're going to keep it. I was up against this opponent before when I made the top 8 of a challenge. They're on blue-white control. Or at least they were on that the last time. And given the fact that they're still showing me Yorion, they're still on blue-white control. Now, I lost to them, so I'd like to get a little bit of revenge. I played supremely stupid. So let's not repeat that again. That would be terrible. Okay, Cenote Scouts. I prefer that it's a 2/2. It is. And we got Deep-Root Pilgrimage. Put in the graveyard? No. No, 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 no. Ooh, that'll be a great turn 2 play, followed up by Hexcatcher and Mistcaller. Followed up by Hexcatcher and Mistcaller. Oh, no resistance either. That's exactly what I want to see. But do you know what? One of the reasons I played so badly against my opponent, I didn't realize this is a creature. I was like, oh, it's just some land that comes into play tap, like one of those lands that, those slow lands that comes into play untapped if it's like you have 2 lands in play. No, this is actually a creature land that is a 2/3 flyer. So anyway, that was a wake up call for me. Yeah, that was terrible. I just like walked right into it with like, I don't know, a Cenote or Scouter or something. They took a long time thinking. Or I think I attacked with a Mistcaller. They spent a long time thinking like, what the hell can I have? I actually could have eaten by piranhas. That is a possibility. Anyway, Deep-Root Pilgrimage. And then, well, one unfortunate thing is I can't get Hexcatcher online exactly yet. But I do have like an insane board here. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Breeding Pool Shock next turn, just attack with my Dinks on the battlefield, and then depending on what my opponent does, maybe do something, maybe do nothing. Another Mutavault is great, because I can still activate Mutavault, tap it to get value out of the Pilgrimage. So let's shock ourselves again. We'll attack for 3. It just incrementally gets larger and larger every turn. I don't have to do anything. Depending what they do, I might play a Brazen Borrower, or I might just activate Mutavault, tap it to make another token, which is totally fine as well. So I'm still putting pressure on the board. Ooh, Field of Ruin. That is going to be a little awkward for me. Okay, so well, I'm still going to make a token. If they want to activate Field, then I would activate Field. Actually, if they activate Field here, probably I would play Hexcatcher. Get in for a supremely large chunk of damage. Although I am at risk of getting hit by a Supreme Verdict, but it would be such a huge amount of damage there. Alternatively, if they activate the Field of Ruin, I can activate Mutavault again and just tap it. Probably if they activate Field of Ruin, that's probably fine for me. Ooh, March that thing. Well, no, that's not happening here. Okay, so we're going to definitely play Hexcatcher. Keep our Pilgrimage alive. I'll sack 1 token. Okay, they didn't want to see anymore. Even though they have the chance, well, they probably have no chance of top decking Supreme Verdict. They may not have a second white source. So I play Hexcatcher in response, and yeah, and eat them up. Okay, so on to sideboards. I'm gonna get revenge. I'm gonna get revenge, VFS. I want to say it was very embarrassing of me the way I lost my game versus them. So embarrassing. Shame on me. I played so badly. My opponent played so well to like play. I don't know how to put it. They played well based on what they could do, which was not very much. But I just played right into all their interaction. Because they have a lot of Dovin's Vetoes in their deck, and I was doing things like playing Petty Theft out of Brazen Borrower to like bounce, like I don't know, Portable Hole, when I could just play casting Brazen Borrower, and then it was like basically uncounterable because, you know, Dovin's Veto doesn't do anything there. Okay, now what do I do? What am I taking to? Oh yeah, Witness Protection is not very good. And the rest of this looks beautiful. What a beautiful deck list. Bunch of creatures and interaction. Now mind you, Mystical Dispute is a little awkward, because these blue-white control decks don't have a lot of blue cards in them, to be honest. They just don't. This hand is not particularly playable on the draw. I need this to be a green source, so I need one more. It's like close. Oh, it's got so many good things, but the hand doesn't actually do anything. This hand also does nothing. Did they keep? I think they kept. I don't really want to keep this either. We're on the draw, so we can afford to mulligan a few times. Okay, we can keep this. Guess we'll toss the do we want to toss Cavern? Maybe we want to keep Cavern. There are counter spells in this deck. Okay, so we're going to keep Cavern. I guess I'm going to toss the Brazen Borrower and the Bark Channel Pathway, and we'll just hope to top deck a land in the first few draw steps. Castle Ardenvale. That's nice. Disdainful Stroke. Hopefully it will be there when we need it. Someone uses the alternate casting cost in March of Otherworldly Light. Is that useful for me? Maybe. I'm just trying to think if I can counter a March of Otherworldly Light with Disdainful Stroke. Ooh, Copter. On the draw, in this spot, not very good. My opponent has a lot of counter spells in their deck. Censor, No More Lies, Dovin's Veto, Copter not looking very good in this very spot. Okay, we're going to play our Hexcatcher, which is not going to get very far because eventually Castle Ardenvale is going to just stone block it. Mystical Dispute, so I actually can do nothing now. I mean, I could play Copter. What can they do? What kind of bomb can they play? I'm trying to think for 4 mana. I guess for 4 mana they can't do anything. Alright, so if you have a counter spell, I'll let you counter this thing. Like, if they've got... I mean, I guess what they can do is they can kill my Hexcatcher. Oh, I didn't think about that. Last turn, I could actually play the Copter, right? 3 lands? Oh, no, they had 3 lands. Okay, so that's no problem. Okay, so I threw this thing into Normalize. So there's a world where they play March of Otherworldly Light on my Hexcatcher, and then they slam, I don't know, the Wandering Emperor or something. There's a world where maybe I should not have... Oh, wow, they're deciding to tap out here. That makes me feel like... Why didn't I... Oh, we need a land there. I guess, or maybe we didn't. I don't know. We're not in position of winning this game anymore. We're in a lot of trouble. This has just gotten terrible. We've missed a lot of land. Well, it's a mulligan to 5, so we've missed a lot of land drops, but it's also a mulligan to 5. Soon we're going to be in a spot where our opponent can play a spell and also play around our counter spells at the same time. Oh, what is this going to be? Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. But you know what? Why do I play so stupid versus you, VFS? But you're teaching me. You're teaching me. Okay. Maybe this is an opportunity to get something else out here. So you've tapped out. We're going to turn problems into an opportunity. And this can attack. And if they want to play... They have Yorion in hand, but they want to play Yorion, then I will have an opportunity to attack through it. Okay, well, assuming this map token will connect and do something for me. Exile creatures. Okay. But you know what? I'm pretty happy we're now on the spot where this is like a tap-out game. Land! Okay, we got a land. Green, blue, Kamena. And we'll just pass with our Mystical Dispute up. We're not winning, though. Like, this game failed miserably. Mulligan to 5 in Pioneer, sometimes still as bad as Mulligan to 5 in every other format. Well, I have to say, Mulligan to 5 in Pioneer sometimes is okay. It would be fine if my hand was more mana efficient. If I could just blurt out a bunch of stuff onto the battlefield, that would have been okay. Okay, so what is this? This is 6 mana, so they can activate the Hall. They can activate Hall, huh? Okay, are you gonna let me... No, do what I should just do nothing. Hold up 2 Disdainful Strokes. Okay, pass. Memory Deluge. The thing that sucks about this is that this is going to be a clean 2-for-1 versus me. Clean. Super clean 2-for-1. Generally speaking, versus control, you sort of want to get like a bit of a beatdown going. And then on... you want to get your beatdown going. And then like when we get to this stage where they have a lot of mana and potentially could come back with Memory Deluge and so on, I mean, you might just counter it or you might let it resolve and like they just die next turn anyway. Not gonna lie, I'd be a little bit happier. If I saw the Hexcatcher on the board, not gonna lie. Hexcatcher was wasted. Hexcatcher died for nothing. Poor Hexcatcher. Oh! I like that card. Does that get to resolve? That could be neat. Wow, it resolves. Okay, I think what's gonna happen now... Well, I can't... I think I'm just gonna have to pass. Yeah, I'm gonna pass, and we're gonna have Disdainful Stroke and Mystical Dispute up. I can't attack because of the... Can I attack? Okay, I can attack. Then if they activate the Hall, I can activate the Mutavault. What is the flashback on this? It's really expensive. Maybe I can attack. Yeah, if they activate the Hall or do anything, I can activate Mutavault to make it unblockable. That is going to tap me down a little bit. But I still have Mystical Dispute up for Memory Deluge and potentially Yorion, which isn't even that dangerous right now. All right, so this is the beginning of maybe our comeback story. Because we have a little bit of a board going on now. And they clearly don't... Well, I mean, they might have Supreme Verdict. There was never a reason to play Supreme Verdict earlier. Yorion? Sunfall. And I can't counter that, unfortunately. Exile creatures and incubate. Alright. Gonna have to... Oh, it costs 2 mana to transform. Okay. Okay, we're just going to map this Mutavault. Guess we'll pay 1 on the Mutavault. I can't attack into any of this stuff. I don't even know what I want to see. Cenote Scout. Put in the graveyard. Yeah, need to look for bigger, better things. I guess we'll put the Breeding Pool into play tapped. Yeah, we're a little short on everything. We could even have like Disdainful Stroke in that last turn when they played the Sunfall. You want to play Yorion? You want to take that chance? It's a big chance. Okay, hold on. X is 2. Yeah, I can't do anything about this. I got counter spells. They're not particularly they're not very useful right now. But this much mana. that I'm up against. Now I'm drawing a lot of mana when I don't need it. Okay, pass the turn. We are so incredibly lost here. They're making tokens. I guess it's time to attack. Or not. Do you lose much by attacking this? Wouldn't think so. Well, I don't have any good attacks, so I'll just pass. Otherwise, this Hall of Storm Giants is going to eat me up. I do have counterspells, though. We still have counterspells. Oh, we're going to make the token army, are we? The token army on the ground. So I need like another Kamena Tyrant of Arazka. I could use... I don't know what else to use. I don't really want to put anything else on the board here. You feel strong enough to attack? I think I'm going to take 3. I could play Hexcatcher, try to block this thing. That would... But I don't want to go to war over this. If they have like a removal spell for either Mutavault or my Hexcatcher. But that's not bad. I like this card. We got ourselves a Sentinel of the Nameless City. And I guess we can map the token. It's Cenote Scout again. Don't really want Cenote. Cenote Scout, great. Very early on in the game. Useless now. It's not what I want, period. Okay, we're just going to pass with our Disdainful Stroke and Mystical Dispute. I'm assuming our opponent thinks we have a lot of counterspells. They're right. They're absolutely right. Okay, we'll fire off this Mystical Dispute. Got No More Lies or something? They do. But we have Hexcatcher. And I'll sacrifice this token that I just birthed onto the battlefield many turns ago. I upgraded it, and I put it out of its misery all the same. But we are tapped out, which is exactly what our opponent wants us to do. So they don't even mind. Played right into their hands. Can draw 2 cards with their Deduce. Memory Deluge. That is interesting. Well, it is going to resolve. So they can look at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They get 2 cards, put 2 of them into your hand. It's going to be 2 good cards, in my opinion. It's going to be 2 pretty good cards. All right, let's see if we can muster something up. That was not it. That was not it. So if I attack with Sentinel, they can just gang block it. Ugh. Okay, then we have to play desperately then. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So you can gang block one of these creatures, can't gang block both. I need to start exploring, though. I mean, we're like... I'm surprised the game has gone even on this long. This is like one of those games where I'm not lost yet, but like basically I'm lost. You know? Well, it looks like Supreme Verdict's in our future. Probably. Let's buff up our Sentinel. Mystical Dispute. Put in that in our graveyard? Probably. You know what? There's like a point where I can't even do anything with these Mystical Disputes. My opponent can just pay for them. Okay, they're going to draw a card with their clue. I mean, there is a world where my opponent just has a bunch of lands in hand and just a bunch of weird, awkward situational cards. Oh, I should have played this to play around Mystical Dispute. Yeah, that was an option if I had to hold up the Disdainful Stroke. So I will now. Make sure I have all the lands in play. Make a token. I would really like to resign right now, but out of principle, you just have to play it out. You really never know when your opponent has like nothing in their hand. Like, I don't think they've missed a single land drop. Well, we draw Hexcatcher, which is very useless at this stage of the game. Once you get to this point of the game, this is not good for you. It's just not, it's not very good for you, in my opinion. You want to play No More Lies? You want to play No More Lies? Can't target spell with mana value 2 or less. Well, that sucks for me, because you have enough mana to pay for the Spell Pierce. Yeah, these land drops are killing me. They're absolutely... Did they miss a land drop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, they've missed it. They've missed 3 land drops. They have missed 3 land drops. Okay, they're decided. Now's the time. I got a billion cards in my hand. What could go wrong? Attack for 7. I don't blame them. What could go wrong? Oh, Botanical Sanctum. Getting everything backwards. I mean, the true story of this game is the start. Sometimes you have like a bad game. The game looks like you're getting crushed when in reality it was just because of your starting hand. You know, sometimes you forget. You mulligan to 5. The 5 wasn't that good. You know, this is one of those spots where you'd prefer to have some sort of 1 drop or like something easy on the curve. Didn't happen in this game. You know what I mean? It's actually possible. I'm wondering, did I miss sideboard? Am I supposed to keep some miscallers in? Oh, I'm going to make another token. You could argue I could leave 1 miscaller in. Activate Hull. But I have a lot of other good cards I can bring in anyway. Attempt to block, just in case if this game goes down to a war over time. The War of Time. The Pity Block. Mystical Dispute. The best interaction at the wrong time. So they do have quite a few blue spells to eat up here. Did I search for a land? Let them know I don't have any islands in my deck. Maybe they'll be even more vigilant. Oh, wait a minute. I just passed priority through everything, yeah. But should let me still choose a land. You can attack. Yeah. Come get me. I'm dead. Oh, they left one blocker. You know, just in case. Just in case I create the gigantic counterattack, they left a blocker behind. All right. Do I want to change anything on the play? I think I still don't. I think ideally I want to keep like a 6 or 7 card hand with like a mix of counter spells, and I want to hit my 3 land drops, and hopefully that is good enough. So I'm going to run it back. I would like one extra creature, like one extra 1-drop though, just to start the game off. It makes your Hexcatcher hands and everything else smoother. I would love to go first. Like, game 1 was, like, a good hand. Like, it was very good. This hand, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this. It's not ideal, but I am going to keep it. I go turn 2 Copter, turn 3 Pilgrimage, and then make something of that. A little slow start, but hopefully has a lot of momentum in the long run. Do they have Spell Pierce? Hopefully not. That would be very rude, in my opinion. Okay, no Spell Pierce. I think March of Otherworldly Light can deal with this card, though. But they're going to wait for the perfect time. Okay, so they could have No More Lies. Really like to get Deep-Root Pilgrimage out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Hexcatcher on their turn. And then we fight a counter war, if there is even going to be a counter war. Deduce. Response to this is Deduce. I'm just going to put a Hexcatcher in play, and it can resolve. And then if we have Pilgrimage and this Mutavault and Copter online, I mean, my opponent's just doomed, I think. Another Copter. All right, let's force Pilgrimage. It's probably at least one counterspell. Don't have Dovin's Veto. That would suck. Dovin's Veto would be the rudest of rude. But you see how much, like, an extra one, if I had a 1-drop in play, then that would be the 1-drop that helps defend this thing. Wonder if they have like Supreme Verdict and they're like, well, maybe we can deal with this. Sort of. Maybe not. And we do have a backup Copter just in case this Copter kicks the bucket. All the counter spells fail to our counter spell. Deduce. Okay, they're going to draw a card. That's fine. Okay, resolves. Great. Let's get in there. Make some babies. Make some Merfolk babies. Let's also probably try to get some lands here. Lands to curve out. Lands. Okay, that's a land. I think we only need 1 Copter. I think. Do I need a second one of these? I think I probably need a second creature to enable it, so we'll get rid of the second Copter. Yeah. And I guess we'll put this on blue, although that is a smidge risky. Just a smidge risky. Because if they Field of Ruin my Botanical Sanctum, I'm screwed. But if they have Field of Ruin, they're probably going to go after Mutavault first, is what they're going to do. Okay, there's the Field of Ruin. Verdict. Okay, here's Verdict. So, just trying to think what's the best way to deal with this now. Probably I can play Brazen Borrower, like Petty Theft one of these clue tokens to deprive them 1 card. Because I don't know what value I get out of this Brazen Borrower otherwise. Oh, Cenote Scout. So, we're gonna play. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I could bounce that Incubation token. Maybe that was a waste. Okay, what do I have here? I can play Cenote Scout, activate Mutavault Attack. We have Mystical Dispute up. I was thinking about tapping out with the Sentinel, but actually it just looks better to make more tokens. Or make more stuff. Mystical Dispute. Do you know what? We're going to keep that on top. Put in the graveyard? No. And I'm not even going to activate the Mutavault. I think I'm just going to crew the Copter and attack. And end of turn we'll activate Mutavault and tap. Oh, I need to go get that thing right now, though. Okay, then I'm going to go get it. I'll draw it and I'll dump the Sentinel. Okay. Yeah, so we have 2 counter spells, so I'm prepared for a lot of board wipes. I think I'm prepared for a lot of board wipes. Okay, let's activate Mutavault. End of turn. I guess they could play the Wandering Emperor here. Shields down, or I have shields down for a second. We're going to add a mana just to make a random token. Okay, take our turn. Breeding Pool, which is fine. So they can make a token. Well, I mean, this thing's going to get eaten up this turn, right? Maybe that's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, we're going to crew with Cenote Scout. Make more tokens. Probably attack with everything. If they want to tap out to play this Castle Ardenvale, that's fine. I'm going to draw. Probably discard this Breeding Pool. Yeah, probably still discard that Breeding Pool. Shark Typhoon for 3. So that's going to eat up my Copter, unfortunately. Also not much I can do about that, though. Okay, they take 2. Okay, we'll put this on Merfolk, because that's just ideally what's going to happen in the future. Even though I have this Brazen Borrower here. And I guess we're going to pass. 2 Mystical Disputes in hand. but they have a full grip. They have a super, super, super full grip. I think we're at a point where I'm just not going to be doing anything with any of my... I'm not going to tap out into their... I'm not going to play into their counter spells. I'm just going to try to work with whatever I have on the board. Hopefully they don't have like Shark Typhoon into Shark Typhoon into Shark Typhoon. Opponent is a good control player though. Good control player. Really putting me to the test here. And while I do have a lot of counter spells, there's a lot of things I just can't counter. They're missing land drops, which is good for us. Just activating Mutavault to try to get another token out of this. If they Field of Ruin in response will just reactivate it. It's a big cost for them to play Field of Ruin because they'll only have 3 mana up, and then I can make like a decent attack. Okay. I'm not going to play Brazen Borrower. They've probably got a bunch of they have a boatload of counter spells themselves. Mutavault's not really long for this world anyway, so let's try to get as much value out of it as we can. But there is a point where I probably should just be attacking with everything, including the Mutavaults. But it's not going to be that yet, because I don't want to activate, attack, they Field of Ruin it. I mean, I guess we're in an okay spot for that, because I'll end up with 4 mana, and that's enough to hardcast a Mystical Dispute and then pay for another one. So maybe that's not the worst. They're playing very carefully, being very, very careful. They're looking for what's the right moment. There's a moment. There's a right moment to do something. Is that moment now? Is that moment going to be later? They're waiting very patiently. They're being very, very patient. Oh, my hexproof babies. My babies. It's a good spot to be in. All right. Let's just take our turn. Opponent has decided, you know what? We're not going to make a move yet. What hell? That is a fantastic draw. When's the right moment to play this? Okay, I activate Mutavault. What is this? 8, 11 damage. It's not lethal, unfortunately, so I guess we're just going to go to our beginning of combat step, see if they're going to let us attack. Oh, we get to attack. Oh, let's attack with everything. Make an extra token and everything. We'll take a boatload of damage, and the clock's ticking, because next turn I play Hexcatcher. Probably. Or I do nothing. I don't actually have to do anything. The onus is on my opponent to do something. So I guess this is where they're going to Field of Ruin. What do they want to do here? Okay, they're going to go March of Otherworldly Light something. X for 2. I have a lot of counter spells. So what is this Grandmaster plan? They're going to March the Pilgrimage. Maybe eat this, play Verdict, and then I can play this at end of turn. I don't think it's worth it to blow my counter spells. I mean, I can't. I mean, I guess I can play Hexcatcher. Counter it 5 times, throwing my whole board away. That is an option that I have. Or maybe they're going for the March here so that they can guarantee a good Field of Ruin that doesn't get too much value. Okay, let's do this in response anyway then. Okay, don't Verdict me, bro. Please don't. It looks like this is going to be... Oh, Memory Deluge. We're definitely countering that. Question is how. I guess we'll just do a Dispute. And I still have Hexcatcher for any other random stuff. I think they're in desperation mode here. They didn't even eat my Mutavault. So they definitely don't have Verdict in hand. They can have a lot of other stuff. How can you top deck that like that? That's so rude. That is so rude. All right. Well, that's one way of potentially losing the game. Or did they have it the entire time? Maybe. Okay, so if they have March of Otherworldly Light, they have to spend a card in order to eat this thing. Spell Pierce is fine. Okay, let's get the last value we can get out of this Mutavault. Attack with both. Put our opponent down to 2. I wonder. What would have happened if we played differently? But whatever. I think we're still in a pretty good spot. 2 Demolition Fields. So I probably... Let's trying to think. If I play the Brazen Bar, it's probably not resolving. I better save it for a moment that I can get it to resolve. That is interesting. Just trying to figure out, okay, how greedy can we be? I don't want to be too greedy here. I think bad things can happen. My opponent's at 2. Okay, we're just going to pass. With what we got here. Very delicate game, though. Very, very delicate. Super delicate. Ideally, I wish this was a blue source so I can play the Brazen Bar and double back it up with counter spells, and hopefully just win the game off of that. Float a mana, get our island. Fortunately, we have 2 islands to go get. Oh, they're actually helping us. Okay, so this is, I was like, I need a blue source. Where's this blue source going to come from? Oh, here, thank you very much, opponent. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now what? Yeah, we can go to the next turn if you want. I can't make use of this right now anyway. I do have other problems. Like there could be like a Shark Typhoon or something. Yeah, there's still a lot of ways I can lose this game, unfortunately. Even if the Brazen Bar resolves. I also forgot about that. That's also another reason to keep the Petty Theft in hand. This Hexcatcher isn't worth a lot here. It's actually worth very little. Okay, we'll counter this. Pretty sure countering this, yeah. It can't attack into this. I'm surprised they're actually trading. Yes. Do I don't really want to play anything. We'll just play our Brazen Bar at end of turn and attempt to Mystical Dispute and Spell Pierce our way to victory. But they might already have a Shark Typhoon. If this thing resolves unopposed, I will be terrified. Oh, unless there's like a March. That's also possible. One more mana. Oh, one more mana. Tap one more. That's not enough mana. You're not tapping enough mana here. Damn it. Yeah, I don't have enough mana. I'm a mana short from doing something here. Well, we're going to play Kumena, I guess. Or we're going to play Cenote Scout. I guess we play Kumena. I'm trying to think what bad things can happen. I mean, a lot of bad things can happen, but I'm going to play Kumena because it's unblockable by next turn. Everything else can be blocked. Okay, they're going to draw a card. Probably a Sign to Desperation. Hopefully a Sign to Desperation. Another castle. So unfortunately, they can play that 5 mana Incubate thing. I'm just 1 mana short from doing like what I want to do. Okay, that's also going to get marched. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. This is getting dangerous because these Mystical Disputes and Spell Pierces are rotting in my hand. It's not a good spot to be in. Okay, we'll play our Cenote Scout. Ideally, we do not draw land. Deep-Root Pilgrimage. I think I got to put that in the graveyard because we just don't have the board for it. Now, fortunately, I now have the counter spells to protect the Cenote Scout, but also my opponent has like a Hall of Storm Giants on defense. This game might come down to time. We are a minute and a half, or like almost 2 minutes up. Can they activate the Hall? They have 6 mana. They do. Ooh, Copter. Copter's a nice card. It's a nice card that can resolve. Pass the turn. Okay, let's finally, the Spell Pierce will get some value here. Some value. I'm going to threaten to kill you with this Copter next turn. Opponent. It's coming. It's coming. Portable Hole. I can't believe it. I actually can't interact with that. Stupid Disdainful Stroke and Mystical Dispute. Are you going to go after the creature? That's interesting. Okay, very cute. Okay, top deck creature off the top. A little topper. Ooh. I don't know. I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Any creature probably is good here. Probably. Float. Go get our island. But now they're strip mining us. These things are strip mines. They got 4 cards in hand. So many cards. I guess it's like a bunch of sweepers or something. Okay, Botanical Sanctum. I'm just going to play our lands because we need the land drops if we need to fight a counter war. Also, this game's probably going to come down to time to some extent. Wandering Emperor. We'll Disdainful Stroke that. I shouldn't tap the islands. I just shouldn't be tapping those islands. That's a mistake. Counter target spell. No, you're not going to counter my spells. I don't want my opponent to gain any life either. That would also be terrible. They have another Memory Deluge in their graveyard. Okay, gonna cycle their Censor. Ah, so some of your counter spells were rotting in your hand too, I see. I was playing very patiently. Very, very patiently. If I get a creature, I'm slamming it. It's not a creature. I pay. Yeah, I think I have enough mana to pay for both a Censor and a Mystical Dispute if they have that. Can make a creature. Oh, they're gonna play Memory Deluge. I can't let that resolve. We're probably winning on time, to be honest. Like, if I were them, I would activate this Hall of Storm Giants because like they don't have any other way of winning the game. Creature? Creature. Resolves? Can I actually win this game without scumming you on time? I will scum you on time. Chess Clock is part of the game. Do I get to attack with this thing? Ooh. I get to at least loot. We get to at least loot with the Smuggler's Copter. Settle the Wreckage. Well, that's going to wreck me because I have nothing to go get. Anyway, I'm going to loot anyway. We got a breeding pool with our breeding pool. But I think we are, with 24 seconds left, we are going to win the game. My opponent cannot win within a reasonable amount of time. Maybe a Brazen Bar would win here. Bounce this Yorion. So it has to come down to this opponent. But, I mean, Chess Clock is a chess clock. And you have not enough time to win this game. On top of that, I might win with my 2-power creature now. You just tapped out. Yeah, they had to attack earlier. Okay, I'm going to attack you for 2. Hui! Was it good? And I win the game. Oh, actually, they're probably winning. I won with the Kamena Speaker. All right. That took forever, but we won that match. See you guys in round 3. We won the die roll. Did we win? Yeah, we won the die roll. Hand is awkward. It's got pilgrimage. It's got double pilgrimage. I guess we're going to keep it. The hand is very awkward, actually. I guess the hand will be really good. I mean, this hand would be very nice if I had a 1-drop, which I do not have. Yeah, okay, I'm going to be not playing. I'm not attacking with Mutavault almost regardless what my opponent does, almost no matter what. Probably going to go Copter into... Oh, is this Izzet Phoenix? That's not pleasant. I want lands. I desperately want land. I could have used that turn 1 deck. I could have used that turn 1. Okay, so we're going to play Copter. There's also a chance we go turn 2 Mist. Of course. 1/3 of the time. Happens every time. Okay, we can still go... If we draw a land, a blue source, we can go Mistcaller Deeproot Pilgrimage next turn, which would be fine. Shocking. Shocking of our opponent. Okay, we do draw a blue source. But it's also hiddenly a green source. So now what do we do? No, I think we're still going to play it as a blue source. Even though I desperately would like to get Kumena onto the battlefield. Alright, we're going to play a Deeproot Pilgrimage again! Oh, sorry, we're going to play a non-creature spell again. You'd like to Spell Pierce that as well? No, you're going to play Consider this time. Considering your options. I see. Okay, it resolves. Thank God. I'm going to play Mistcaller. If we draw a green source, this hand could be bonkers. Bonkers. We do need to draw a green source. I'm going to activate the Mutavault, tap that a mana, player Kumena Tyrant, crew the Kumena. We'll have 3 creatures in play, tap Kumena to draw a card, and hopefully the game just scales out of control from there. Hopefully. And then maybe we can even get a second Deeproot Pilgrimage the following turn. But still, this is Izzet Phoenix, and they have a very painful start. It's a lot of steam vents, in my opinion. What is that? Oh! Deal 2 damage, change target player draws 2 cards. This is not Izzet Phoenix, I don't think. We're going to see in a second. But I do not think this is Izzet Phoenix anymore. Draws 2 cards. I think this is the... Oh, it is Izzet Phoenix. Okay, I thought it was a creativity for a second. Ooh, I got a land. It was not the right one, though. Okay, we'll just play Pilgrimage, I guess. Attack with Mutavault, make 2 tokens. Not the worst play in the world. Not the greatest one. If they bring both Phoenixes back, hopefully it's just the 2 Phoenixes. We can bounce 1 and go our merry way on the ground here. I mean, their life total is not nothing. I mean, they're at 12 already. So we attack for 4, they go to 8, and then they could be put in a situation where they don't really want to attack or they might die. But this is definitely a cruise turn. This is definitely a cruise turn. I've never seen this card before in these lists. Okay, so they can't now go bananas this turn. Oh, beautiful. Not. Okay, we'll bounce the Shredder. Probably they have no response to this. Maybe they'll play 2 random spells, but it may not be in their best interest to do that either. We'll attempt to attack the Mutavault. I have no problem attacking with the Mutavault here. Or do I? I would choke them on mana, wouldn't I? Actually, I don't know what I would be doing. What is this? I'm gonna blow up my... You want to bounce one of my pilgrimages. Alright, you bounce a pilgrimage. But I get to get in for a little extra damage here. Also, if I had a land in hand, I could just play the land. That would work equally well. Okay, pass the turn. I have no green source. I burned it on this thing so I could play 2 spells on 1 turn because that Mistcaller wasn't in my hand at the start of the game. I'm having like bad luck with my starting hands. All Storm Giants. Am I just gonna send the team here? Hexcatcher is insane. Hexcatcher is just insane. Do I do nothing? I don't want to do nothing. I want to do something. Something sounds like a good idea. Do I attack with Mutavault again? They didn't have a burn spell last turn, right? Because they would have just killed my Mutavault. So I can... yeah, I think we're just going to attack with the Mutavault again. Threaten to attack with the Mutavault at least. They can eat a token. I'll make a token. Or ideal... I mean, I assume their plan was to block Mutavault, though. Let's see what they drew for the turn. Because I'm just making too many tokens. That's a lot of tokens. I guess my greatest fear is they're going to stabilize with Arclight Phoenix or something. Lightning Axe on the Mutavault resolves. Okay, that's one less spell that they can use in the future. They're going to take 2, go to 6. Precarious life total opponent, precarious life total. But I guess this is what? This is the turn where you go cruise. Cruising for a bruising. Or I guess they didn't want to play cruise last turn because they would eat their Arclight Phoenixes. Oh, that's going to be good. Okay, what did they go get? Choose Free the Fae. Alright, they found a Free the Fae. Okay, so they're definitely going to have a big turn here. Are they just playing Picklock Prankster? Oh, they're just playing Picklock Prankster. Okay, that's good for us. Can you get a green card, please? Not green. Not terrible. So I can attack with everything. I think all we're going to do is... I think we're just going to pass. This is not the greatest turn to do anything. But it feels like we got the game more or less in the bag. Like I can make 2 tokens a turn, eventually just go wide with everything. Probably going to play like Brazen Bar at end of turn or something like that. If they play a cantrip, we are snap countering it with our Hexcatcher. Snap. Snapping it off. Okay, it didn't happen. Consider. Can't really do anything about that one. Nothing worthwhile, that is. If this is Treasure Cruise, I will counter it. Okay, what are they going to do with this? Draw a discard. Got rid of Spire Bluff Canal. Could have got something good out of that. Alright, I don't want them to cruise. Cruise is a bit much. Tap them out this turn. We have a bit of an engine with this Mutavault over here anyway. Oh, they have their own Brazen Bar. I totally forgot about that. So here's the interesting thing. Are they going to let this get countered? Because they could have like another spell in their hand to play their 3rd spell for the turn. Right? Because they already played a Consider Cruise. So if they want their Phoenixes in play, they sort of need to... if they want the Phoenixes in play, they have to let this be countered. But if they let it be countered, then it's going to be super hard for them to trigger the Phoenixes in the future. Yeah, they let it be countered. So that we will... Should I counter that? So the Phoenixes are going to come out. They can attack me for 8, but that's still a 2-turn clock. Thinking. They'll be empty-handed, though. How careful do they have to be? Still got to be a little careful. I think I'd still prefer that they're top-decking, though. Still need a green source. Okay, so the Phoenixes come out. They attack me for potentially 8. Or probably not 8. They'll attack me for 6. Then next turn, I go to 14. They can't kill me. Okay, we'll get rid of this token. I'm not sure about this though. I want to reduce their chances of coming back from nothing. You may cast this card from your graveyard as flashback. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I can actually block for a turn with Brazen Borrower if I really need to. So that's an option. They could attack for 7, I guess. They could attack for 7. Put me to 13. Oh, I forgot this thing has Vigilance. That's so annoying. Why does this have Vigilance? It does everything. Green Source. That's not Breeding Pool. That is what we call a turn late. So now I guess I just play Brazen Borrower. I activate Mutavault, tap it. Well, this game is slipping out of my hand. But we're making a bunch of babies here, and we can pass the turn. And I will block a Phoenix to save myself some life. Top deck, another Phoenix. Interesting. We're in a bit of a standoff. I will snap block that Phoenix. It's just worth too much damage. Just worth way too much damage. Ho ho! Okay, that was a good draw. That was a good draw for multiple reasons. So now we can... Ledger Shredder is going to trigger, but it's pointless. Okay, I think this game's in the bag. I mean, they can still go cruising for 1 turn. So what do? I think we're activating the Mutavault to play our Copter. And then we'll play Mistcaller to crew the Copter. I mean, we can do a lot of stuff here. We'll do this. Everything's coming up Millhouse this game. All right, here you go. Trigger away. I don't think it matters. And we'll crew again, because why not? And pass. I don't think there's any amount of damage you can even deal to me that would matter here. Okay, like, well, let's say you Lightning Axe this. I'll just sack a bunch of tokens very freely and still go in wide. I think this game is over. Man, they're doing something. Probably playing Treasure Cruise. This will be all for nothing, though. You see that? The tokens are blinking. You want to take an extra turn after this one? Well, not on my watch. Not on my watch, bucko. You can have 1. You can have no more turns. You're going to make me counter this thing? All right. I'm doing it. This game would be quite a bit different. Or maybe, yeah, I think the game would be quite a bit different if they didn't shock themselves 3 times. Because then our opponent would have a lot more room to attack us freely in the air. But because they took so much damage early on, they had to be more on defense because I could kill them out of nowhere. Attack for farther. Attack with everything. What is this? What is this? Yeah, you can't kill me. The sinking realization that the game is over. Okay, so I now have 4 Mystical Disputes in my deck specifically for this matchup. So it better work. It better work. I hope it works. What are we taking out? I don't know. Like, I just don't know what to take out in this matchup. I never know exactly what to take out. Copter was good in that game, but okay, what is my side? I probably should just trim on everything to some extent. Okay, we can take out Commander Speaker because I don't want to be vulnerable to Anger the Gods. I'm not sure about Miscall. Like, it's fine as a 1-drop, but like outside of that, I just don't know. I think I should have Disdainful Stroke in my deck, even though that's like sort of clunky. It's like really clunky. Take out 2 Sentinels. I took out 2 Copters already. I guess we can take out 2 Brazen Borrowers. They don't attack very well. I have 19 creatures left in my deck. We are heavy on control. Heavy on control. Maybe I should be taking out some Mistcallers. Keep the Sentinels. It's chunky, but it's still like a way to win the game. But it taps us down. I hope I know what I'm doing. We'll take out all the Brazen Borrowers. Bring in the last Mistcaller. Sure. I hope I know what I'm doing, chat. I don't know what the best sideboarding is. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm going to keep this hand. It's on the draw. We have 2 Mystical Disputes. I mean, I am at risk if I do not hit my land drops, but... Land drop? Not a land drop. Anyway, I'm not even going to play the Mistcaller. I want to nail a turn 2 Shredder. In fact, I'm going to nail this thing. I'm just going to counter anything that moves. Consider ramps into other considers. So now if they play a Shredder, I can play Witness Protection. Sure. Land. Land. For the love of God, land! Okay, it's a land, but it's not the land I was hoping for. Maybe it'll work out anyway, though. Trying to disable our opponent from doing anything fancy. Come for me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come after me. Yeah. Come on. Get in there for that 1 damage. You know you want to. Another land. It's decent, though. Because I can play Copter and still hold up Dispute. And... pass? I think. Yeah, because I want to take a more... I don't want to tap out versus this deck anymore. Just, it's so bad when it happens. Okay, we can dispute that too. Don't be tempoing me out around here. So if they treasure cruise, I mean, they will wipe out their entire graveyard. They might hardcast Phoenix here. Ooh, Crackling Drake. Okay, that we need a frog effect. It's only a 1/4 so far. What do we got here? Cenote Scout. Sure. Yeah, let's try to go dig for some lands. We could use them. Fildelian Hexcatcher. No, that can go straight into the dumpster. I don't need any more of that stuff. I guess we'll crew our Copter to dig for lands. We need to find lands. Lands are the lifeblood of this deck. Okay, we find a land. I'll dump Mistcaller. I think we'll just play Bark Channel Pathway, play our Sentinel. That's fine. It's like not a bad board. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a whole lot of removal. And then potentially we can map the Copter next turn that can attack through this Crackling Drake. Free the Fae. That sucks. They find Mystical Dispute, Picklock Prankster. They'll probably get a Picklock Prankster, but it beefs up the Crackling Drake by quite a bit. Crackling Drake goes from... They do get a Picklock Prankster. They're going to slide a hand first. Gonna be a little sneaky. A little sneaky. Wonder why do they want to play sleight of hand first? Or do they want to like go for a big turn with their picklock prankster? Or do they have a red removal spell for our smuggler's copter? Oh no, they could still go for the prankster here. You want to be on defense. Defense, you do. So, how is this going to work? I can try to... Well, it's probably best I try to buff this thing up. Okay, so witness protection. Oh, that's great. No, that's definitely staying. Well, how do I draw that thing? I need to put that on the copter. So I need to put witness protection on this crackling drake. So I'm not drawing something this turn. So I can... Oh, I can attack pretty freely. Oh, no, I can't attack freely. Okay, so I can attack freely, but the crackling drake will trade with our sentinel, which I guess is okay. I guess for the turn, maybe. How happy am I about that? No, I'm not happy about that. We're going to play Cavern of Souls. We're going to name Merfolk. Now I will attack with our sentinel. So if they double block, I can flash in the Hexcatcher and we kill both creatures. Or if they just want to trade, that's fine too. Actually, we're going to counter that. I don't want that to exist, period. Seems like a very frustrating card to deal with. A little low on... I think... let's sack one Mutavault, I guess. Okay, attack for 5. These things are still pretty small. We're under pretty good control this game. And now I'll crew the copter. And make sure that this thing can attack next turn. And we'll keep the witness protection on top. That worked out great. Anger of the god. Very angry, I see. Alright, so we'll counter... We'll counter what we can counter. They're still in really deep crap. Super deep crap. Because next turn we're still drawing the witness protection. Are they going to let this happen? They might let it get countered here because it's like pointless. Okay, yeah. Just let it get countered. Treasure Cruise? Maybe? Attack for 4, maybe? Yeah, that's your last 4 you're going to attack for. We'll witness protection first. Play around Mystical Dispute. If they have Dispute, we'll just pay the 3. If they don't play Dispute, we'll activate Mutavault to crew the copter. And yeah, attack for 8. Which looks fine and dandy to me. How these resolve don't matter. We will not draw and discard because that's pointless. If you have no cards in hand, never do it. And then I believe just to play around Lightning Axe, let's try to buff up the Sentinel. It doesn't work. We drew a Breeding Pool. We're going to keep in our hand to give it to the Copter next turn. Okay, opponent plays Consider. Now this is still Phoenix. I mean, they can just win out of nowhere, you know? What was that? Consider they put something in the graveyard? They put the the Pathway in the graveyard. All right, okay, there's going to be a cruise. It's going to be a bit of a turn here. Really wish this became a bigger creature. Okay, anything can change here. They got a lot of mana. They got lots of manas. Manas for days. I feel like they have one dead card in their hand. It really felt like they had Mystical Dispute last turn. It really felt like it. They need a Lightning Axe to really come back into this game, because the Lightning Axe can kill my Sentinel, put a Phoenix in the graveyard. Another cruise, okay. They don't have enough cards yet. They don't have enough cards. They just refilled their hand. 2 Ancestral Recalls. Just wild to me sometimes how many Ancestral Recalls there are in this game. Okay, what happened here? What happened? I don't get it. Did they want to kill my Copter first? Maybe? Is that what they wanted to do? Okay, anyway, we're going to play another Sentinel. We'll crew a Copter. And just attack. Their hand seemed not so good. They are on blocking duty. Draw, discard. Mutavault's great. Well, it's, you know, it's something. Whatever. Looks like they're going to chump block. Okay, so... Well, they know about this. It doesn't matter. Or they don't know about this. Okay, well, I screwed that up. Drew another land. Just trying to protect the Sentinel from a Lightning Axe in the future. I'm trying to protect you, Sentinel! Oh, I can't protect you. I have a bunch of food for Copters. Okay, we're still vulnerable to Lightning Axe. Free the Fae. Another treasure cruise. Holy crap. Another treasure cruise. Chooses treasure cruise, of course. So for, what, 2 mana you can cruise? Yeah, for 2 mana you can cruise. Fortunately, our board is enormous. It's like really, really big. Pretty big board. Big board. I like the plan that we had. We like just fired off our counter spells on anything. Just hit those cantrips. Don't let them sculpt their hand. Because each cantrip goes into another cantrip. So actually, in some ways, it's almost like graveyard hate by countering their cantrip. Because then they can't use the cantrip to find another cantrip. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Maybe this is the turn of our opponent. This is it. This is your time. Damn, I really needed that Sentinel. We really needed to not brick on both of these. Really need that Sentinel to be a 5/6. Then it's basically indestructible. Okay, if they found a card they like, they put it on top. We can cruise now. Oh, Lightning Axe. 1 Lightning Axe. Oh, but no Phoenix. Sucks for them. Are you going to crew? Oh, 2 Lightning Axes. Well, okay, well that sucks for us then. Lightning Axe getting rid of Fiery Impulse. Yeah, we needed to get out of range. That being said, the Copter is 4 power, so that's okay. We can attack into this Ledger Shredder. It's not the end of the world. Ah, you found another red source. This is going to be another Lightning Axe. We got another Copter, though. I really want to attack, though. Am I allowed to attack? Please? Pretty please? Alright, we're allowed to attack. There's probably going to be a block and a burn spell. That is good, actually. That's really good. Because now if there is going to be a block and a burn spell, we can counter it with our Hexcatcher. Wow, takes the damage. Interesting. decides, you know what, we can't win the game otherwise. So how do we look at this? Can we win the game otherwise? How useful is this Hex Catcher in any other turn? Okay, so if you have a huge... how many treasure cruises are there left is a good question. There's 1, 2... they've used 1, 2, 3 cruises. There's 1 cruise left. How much damage can you do? This is worth 3. So they need all 4 Phoenixes to kill me. All 4 Phoenixes to win. Well, they have a lot of picklock pranksters to block, though. Problem is, if I play Smuggler's Copter, I can't really block with the stupid thing, and I have to put other cards on to crew it. Maybe it's best not to play the Copter. They're going to need at least 3 defenders. What's left in their deck? They have Lightning Axe. They have actually a lot of removal spells. Okay, do you know what? You got to bring out them Picklock Pranksters, I guess. Do I play the... I think I have to play the Sanctum. Grabbing cards with Copter is probably not very relevant anymore. Damn it. Oh, that sucks. We could play around that easily with our Hex Catcher. By playing Hex Catcher at flash speed. Okay. Blocker. Blocker. Connive away. Opponent. You're living on the edge here. Discard a Lightning Axe. That feels great. Or it feels terrible. Can't tell if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Witness protection. You could use some protection. Ledger Shredder. A little bit of protect. You want some protection? I'm gonna protect you. Cancel. Let's activate Mutavault first. I'll just attack with both Copters. I hope that both of these things work out. There is a world, though. Both these creatures die, and I got nothing. I got nothing. What is this? 2 damage and destroy an artifact? Holy crap, I'm getting blown out like crazy here. So we have to crew this with this Mutavault. Wow, that worked as badly as possible. Our opponent's making a huge comeback here. Is not... I forgot about that card. They showed it to us earlier. Okay, we're going to dig for nothing. They have to chump block. Alright, here it comes. Our opponent could actually come back from here. As weirdly as that is. They just have to start playing Phoenixes or something. They got like a 2-for-1. How many 2-for-1s did they get here? It was very upsetting that they Fiery Impulsed my... creature. My Mutavault for nothing. Okay, we crew. They do have a haul, so I have to be really self-aware of that. Oh, that's interesting. Deals 5 damage to target creature. It dies then. Play Mistcaller. We're going to lose. I didn't think we were going to lose, but we're going to lose. Opponent found a route to win this game. So now they activate the Hall. I have to jump block. Can't jump block forever. So what do I need to get back into this game? Why don't I attack with this? It's free. It's exactly for 10. So we're going to chump block the Hall. Yeah, I don't know what we need, but it looks like we're going to lose this game. A Hexcatcher is definitely not going to get the job done. Oh, here's the removal spells. Coming in at the end when I don't want to see them. Well played. Very well played by our opponent. Very well played. Maybe poorly played by me. Okay, I still like how the game played out. So we're just going to run it back. I think it maximize our chances. They sort of found everything in the end. They dug a lot. They got there. Again, game could have been over on many occasions. If that Sentinel was a 5/6, yeah, you'd have to spend 2 lightning axes on that, and that'd be too many resources. On the play, I'm going to keep this. This actually looks pretty good on the play. I can function mostly at instant speed. I just hope to find a land off of the Cenote Scout. Would be ideal. Yeah, good enough. I can play Hexcatcher off of this. Okay, we'll attack for 1. That's all I'll attack for. They opt to do nothing. Probably saving the good stuff. They're saving the good stuff for later. That's what they're doing. Okay, I'm going to play entirely at instant speed. They have Mystical Dispute here, that's fine. Probably just have Fire Impulse or something, which is also not happy about it, but it's fine. Drew a land, which is useful. Play Merfolk. Attack for 1. I am in no position to play this Kamena until, you know, enough blood has been spilled, I guess. Again, I'll play Hexcatcher end of turn. Don't really like how I'm playing into these instants and sorceries, but not much I can do about it either. I guess I have room to tap out for Kamena next turn. We'll see what happens. Galvanic Iteration. The next, when you cast an instant or sorcery this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Flashback for 3. You're gonna play like Double Consider or something? I think I'm just gonna say no to this. Say no to Galvanic Iteration. Just say no. Yavimaya Coast. Quite nice. So, get in 3 damage. Or, like, how bad can the turn get? You get in for 3 damage, play Kamena, and then potentially draw cards. I'm not really in a position where I like to draw cards. There's one problem with Kamena Tyrant of Vraska is like it's great with Pilgrimage, but it's not good without Pilgrimage. So let's just attack for 3, I guess, and then we'll just play Kamena, just as is. Blue, green, and pass. We still have Mystical Dispute and Witness Protection. Like if they play, I'll dispute this too. I don't want them to find anything. This is my new strat. This is the new strat. You get nothing. That might be wrong. In that very spot, maybe it's wrong. I don't know exactly what they're looking for. But if they tap out to play a creature, we at least have witness protection to deal with it. Lightning Axing our Kamena Tyrant of Erazka. Not happy about that, but so long, Kamena. You're not long for this world, apparently. What is this? Free the Fae? We'll counter that. Do I counter that? How far ahead am I? Yeah, we're going to counter that. I guess they're using this as a removal spell, which is whatever, fine. Come on, let's draw a creature here. Drawing a creature here would be gas, because shields are down. We're in a pretty good spot to play something. Nope, draw nothing. Add the colorless here. Just attack for 4. And pass. Yeah, pass. We got some creature interaction here. Treasure Cruise? Treasure Cruise? No, Crackling Drake. Okay, that's fine. Activate Mutavault, attack. Hopefully that's good enough. Should I play Otawara? I can hold I can like activate Mutavault to crack it, or I can play Mystical and Mystical Dispute on the same turn. Gonna hold it up. It's awkward though. It is awkward. Another witness protection. Pretty poor in this spot, in my opinion. Pretty poor. Okay. Attack with both creatures. They still have this Galvanic Iteration in the graveyard. What is this going to do? If you have a removal spell, you can only kill 1 creature. If you don't have a removal spell, I guess what, you're going to use this to draw 2 cards off of 1 card, I suppose? That's possible? I'm actually running out of threats here. I have more interaction than threats. More interaction than threats. Also, now I wish I did play this land so that... okay, whatever. I guess we're just going to let this resolve. If I played the land, I could hardcast Mystical Dispute. Like, if there's Fiery Impulse, I just have to counter the one that targets the Hexcatcher. Oh no, Fiery Impulse would kill both of them, right? Lightning Axe on this... So I'm going to sack a Hexcatcher to save our Mutavault. Unless they're going to put 2 copies on the Mutavault. Yeah, we are going to sack our Hexcatcher to this Lightning Axe. Keep our Mutavault. Mutavault's not bad. Not bad at all. That one can resolve. Play our Otawara. Oh, no, cancel. Take 2. I'll play Otawara. They play, I guess if they play Phoenix, or I don't know what they'll do, but just in case they play some red creature, red card. Draw Treasure Cruise. Yeah, okay. Sleight of hand. All our games are going long. This is going to be a long league. Okay, they just play a land and pass. That's great. Go, go, Mutavault. Go, go, Mutavault. I'll play the land just in case I have to Mystical Dispute for one, and they Mystical Dispute back, I can pay for it. Okay, this Mutavault's going to go the distance. You're going to go the distance, Mutavault. You're going to go the distance. You're a champion, Mutavault. You're a champion. You're a born winner. It's going to be awkward if, like, a Ledger Shredder or something gets played. Oh, do we have a piece of removal, finally? I have another Mutavault. Yeah, I'm going to let them know I have another Mutavault. It's fine. I just want to maximize the amount of mana that I have available here. I guess it doesn't mean anything. I was in the Lightning Axe. Discard a random card. My opponent has disconnected. I do have to speed up. I mean, I have less than 3 minutes left on the clock. So they've disconnected. That's good because I could use the time to catch up here. Fiery Impulse, I can't counter that. I can't do anything. Now that I think about it, our Mystical Dispute draws are like really, really, really bad. Because we're running out of things to counter. I mean, I guess we can double counter a Treasure Cruise if they top deck it. Not anymore. Go to 1. Go to 1. Alright, they go to 1. Let's have a war here. Ooh, Hall of the Storm Giants. 1 turn too late. 1 turn too late. Miscaller. Do you have a burn spell? Or is that the end of the game? Oh, it looks like it's the end of the game. Alright, we got there. All we have to do is counter all the cantrips. Like that's the new strategy. I think if they don't really get anything going, then I think that helps us because I'm now looking at like if you let a consider resolve. If you can afford to, I had a lot of counter spells in my hand. If you let it consider resolve, they will just find another cantrip into another cantrip. It fills their graveyard. And so they did not have as much momentum as they did before. So anyway, that was round, what is this, 4? And we move on to round 5. And we're undefeated. All right, this is actually round 4. We won the die roll. Hand's a little bit more lands I would like, but it's okay. We can keep it. Probably start off turn 1 Commander Speaker, turn 2 Hexcatcher. Turn 3, whatever we drew off the first 2 draws. Or the Mistcaller. Well, it depends what our opponent's gonna do. And the race is off. Or on. Or whatever. There's actually some chance we'll play like Mistcaller turn 2 just to buff up our Commander Speaker. Like let's say we draw another land. Oh, we're up against another Phoenix deck. Another Phoenix deck. Can never play against enough Phoenix decks. Brazen Bar, does that change anything? Maybe. Put Breeding Pool Mistcaller in play. Does add to our board without making Hexcatcher vulnerable. So we'll put the Breeding Pool, sure. Pay 2 life? No. We'll play a Hexcat. Mistcaller, attack for 2, which is not nothing. It's going to be a magnet for some sort of removal. And then depending what they do next turn. I mean, like, Hexcatcher this turn is not that bad either. I didn't think about it, because if they play Shredder, then I can go, like, Petty Theft and actually play Mistcaller and have, like, a pretty big board on the battlefield. Lightning Axe. Not my watch. I guess they're going to be preparing for a big Phoenix. Big Phoenix! They're going to prepare for the big Phoenix. Another Botanical Sanctum. Not what I wanted to see. Okay, attack for 2 and pass. I mean, I guess if they get the Phoenix in play, I can just bounce it back to their hand, I guess. I didn't think about it. I could have potentially countered that opt, but we're so low on resources. Like, I don't have a whole lot of stuff going on over here. You want to do nothing? I'll put the Borrow in play. I have no problem with that. They've got no main deck counter spells. 3 power. 3 power is 3 power around here. Free the Fae. It's fine. I can't counter that anyway. Ooh, they're lucky to find a... They almost bricked on that. They found a sleight of hand at the end. Almost bricked on that one, though. Ooh, Sentinel of the Nameless City. I like that. I like that a lot. Attack for 5. And what to do here? Probably I gotta diversify my efforts. I'm probably gonna play Cavern of Souls, Merfolk. I'm just trying to figure out where to put the Explore token. That was a mistake. I'm supposed to make that uncounterable. Because if Picklock Prankster is played, Borrower cannot attack into it. If I equip the Sentinel, or sorry, if I explore the Sentinel, it can still die to lightning, whatever. So I'm not playing around anything. So I guess we're gonna pump up our Borrower. Which now makes me think, shouldn't I have done this pre-combat? No, I guess not pre-combat, because just in case they have a removal spell. Yeah, we attacked first. We did the right thing. We attacked first. Okay, sleight of hand. If they get multiple Phoenixes in the graveyard, that's a problem. Sorry, multiple Phoenixes reanimated, that's a problem. If it's just one, that's not a problem. Okay, well, there's 2. There's the second one. Yeah, too bad this Borrower couldn't be like a 4-2. Treasure Cruise. They both trigger. But will they attack? Do you think you're in position to attack now, opponent? How do you feel about your spot? You don't feel very good, huh? Not very confident, are you? Well, I'm not confident to attack into you either. So we're just going to pass the turn. Little passy backsies, foresies. I'll be lucky if I can nail something with a spell. I need the Spell Pierce, like, earlier. Okay, Ledger Shredder gets played. I'm gonna shock themselves. Another Ledger Shredder. Okay. Temporary Trespass. Sure. So what are they gonna do? Attack with, I guess, the Phoenixes now? Oh, still being cautious. I can respect that. I will just play a Hexcatcher, though. What do I want to see? Command a Tyrant of Vraska, I guess? Oh, well, we gotta protect our stuff with something. I don't have much of a board. Well, you're late. Well, I guess I had one of you, but it was useless at that point. I have no good attacks. This is as bad as it can get, really. This is as bad as it can get. And I don't want to play Mistcaller because I'll trigger both Shredders, so we're just going to pass. I'm wondering, is there any other world where... Is there a world where I, like, bounce one of my creatures back to my hand, like with Otawara? I guess so. Okay, we're going to let the Shredders connive. Such value. Such good value. Incredible value. Better than Costco. Okay, I'll protect my... Protect the Hexcatcher. Best I can. Wanted to save that Otawara for my opponent's stuff. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Oh, another Treasure Cruise. Oh, free the Fae. Probably find a Treasure Cruise. Yep, there it is. Another Phoenix has entered the battlefield. Probably they can attack now? Yeah, they can attack for 9. I think they can attack with everything. Like, yeah, like how do I beat them? I don't think I can. I don't think there's a chance in hell I can beat what's going on here. So I guess we're going to play Mistcaller. I guess I shouldn't have played that land. That was silly. What did I need to draw? I guess... I don't know. The game did not play out very well for us. It started okay. I'm not going to complain. Maybe one extra 1-drop in the beginning would have been perfect. Okay, our Borrower goes down in flames. They have perfect information. Will they swing with everything? They do. Okay. We lose game 1. To the Phoenix deck. Okay, same sideboarding as last time. All the mystical disputes. I have a dispute with what you're doing here. What else did I do? I think I took out some copters. What else did I do? Should I take out a land? Seems a bit greedy. Take out 1 Kumena. I honestly don't remember what I did last game. Did I take out all the Deep-Root Pilgrimages? Okay, I'm gonna take out a Sentinel. I don't know if Mistcaller is actually that good in this matchup. The games always go long. Never has like a real. Sometimes I would prefer that I had a command speaker in the deck because it could just attack into a 1/1, and we're creating 1/1s. So I have to think about this one. Maybe I swap a few missed callers for the other command speakers, and like maybe post board. This is just not good. Like this card is I think this card's very, very good in the Amalia matchup. Very mediocre in Phoenix. Very, very mediocre in Phoenix. Like, whether I have this miscaller or not, the games go long anyway. And I think I would prefer to play with Tamio's, this Tamio card. Wait, I think if I can protect the creatures in play, like from some burn spells, I think we're just winning. The biggest problem with this deck versus Phoenix is that you invest like 2 to 3 mana on a card, and then they just kill it for 1 mana. That's not good value. That's terrible value, in fact. So it's possible Mistcaller is not good. Okay, we won the die roll. Hand is fine. We'll keep it. Aha! I'm back. Probably to do nothing again. Maybe I'll do something, but probably not. Okay, I've learned my lesson enough times. I'm not playing that card. I'm just not playing that card this turn. No, 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 no. Tell you what's going to be good. If they play Ledger Shredder next turn, that'd be great. Ooh, maybe I can snap that thing off. Is that worth it? Exchange our Mistcaller for that card? I think so. I'm gonna go for it. I hate that card. I hate all these cantrips. My best games seem to be the ones where the cantrips don't resolve. So let's not let any of the cantrips resolve. Cantrips aren't allowed to resolve around here. Free the Fae. This is interesting because I could let this resolve, play Deep-Root Pilgrimage, and then start getting some synergy going on. I think I'm gonna let that resolve. They found a Fiery Impulse. That sucks. But they might find... Oh, okay, they took the Fire Impulse. But our Deep-Root Pilgrimage is definitely going to resolve. Creature? Not creature. It's fine, though. So Fiery Impulse. Then what do they do? Ugh, maybe I should have countered that. I had Pilgrimage. My opponent's asking me if it was a gamble for me not to go after their... what's it called? I could have countered the Picklock Prankster. I opted not to. What did they put in there? I'm pretty sure they put Lightning Hacks. Maybe they just found Fiery Impulse? No, okay, it was Fiery Impulse. Okay, so it gets countered. I can't do anything about that. Play Commander next turn, and hopefully that's enough. And hope for no Lightning Axe, really. Uh-oh. No land here. Picklock Prankster. Pranking away. Another Commander. Alright, well, if one gets dealt with, the other one, There's a second one. That's all I'll say. There's a second one. Well, the whole thing is pretty slow. I need, like, I need another enabler here. I need to rip, like, a creature off the top. Opponent was asking, like, shouldn't they were asking actually about my Mistcaller play, and I'm pretty happy about the Mistcaller play. Okay, they're sledding handing, trying to find some answer to this command, I guess. It's got to be Lightning Hack. It's like Lightning Axe or bust. Lightning Axe or bust, and they did not find it. Not yet, at least. Okay, they're gonna go cruising, draw a boatload of cards. Can they find a land? Nope. Okay, no Lightning Axe this turn. Come on, creature! Random creature to enable my command and start drawing cards like crazy. Hexcatcher would be perfect. F me. The hell? Well, I got 2 creatures in play, I guess. I'll play the Breeding Pool into play tapped. Sometimes this is why I'm like, maybe I should set out 1 Kumena instead of the, what's it called, Sentinel of the Nameless City. Maybe that would make more sense. Free the Fae resolves. I can't do anything about that. They find the Lightning Axe, but we do have another Kumena in hand, so it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. They do have to play it this turn. Found a Phoenix, which I'll play Eaten by Piranhas on if I get the option. Play opt. Sure. Next turn will be okay. Oh, I might have made a mistake here. I should have Eaten by Piranhas before they attack, because now they're going to get in like 1 extra damage. But it looks like it didn't matter. Okay, Mystical Dispute is fine. We're not going to counter that. I'll just dispute the Phoenix next turn. Sorry, I'll Witness Protection the Phoenix. You're a bit late, but you know what? Better late than never. So green... Blue, blue. Let's see if we draw a land, I guess that'd be good. That might change how we play this turn. Another one of these. I don't need another one. I have enough Kumenas. I have enough. It's okay. I'm good. I am good. So if we can get this Hexcatcher in play next turn, maybe that's going to be GG. Because this is sort of the dream, really. Do they have another Lightning Axe? No? Yes, no, maybe so. Arclight, okay, we're going to attack in the air. We're going for the clock. Okay, that's fine, because I can also attack on the ground here for quite a bit. I might win this race. You have another Lightning Axe. Okay, I'm not winning this race. This is for 4 in the air. I got a block. Okay, I still have like 1 turn. Land. It's not a land. It's not entirely useless either. What's the best way to deal with this? I can draw land. Okay, I have a lot of really good options here. They're all choked on one land, though. Probably I can't play the Pilgrimage. I have to play Hexcatcher. Hexcatcher attack for 6. No, I have to play for big upside. I'm going to play Kumena Speak. Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka. We have to draw a card. And we have to hope that we draw... we're going to draw a card. We have to hope that we draw land. Land. Okay, it is... Oh, it's a bad land, though. Damn it. Okay, so this land's going to come to play tapped. We hit for 4. We have a few turns. Okay, we have a few turns. Oh, so long as they don't play, like, another Phoenix off the top. I have to chump block this. Do I have to chump block? Probably I should chump block this thing on the ground. You attack me for 7? You attack me for 7. How much more time do I have? I need to bring... I need 2 flying things. Okay, we're going to block on the ground. Take 7, go to 3. I have to deal with both Phoenixes next turn. Damn, I have like a pretty... I needed 1 land to like get this game going. Copter is one solution. Okay, so Copter is one solution to this problem, but is not the final solution. Unfortunately, we basically spent like 2 turns missing a double spell. Well, now I'm thinking, like, what would have happened if I played... Maybe I was wrong with to play Deep-Root Pilgrimage. Or, sorry, commit. I had 2 turns. If I played Deep-Root and Hexcatcher last turn, I could attack for 6, put my opponent down to, I guess, 14. But they still have the same board here, and then I play Kumena just this very turn. I'm trying to think now. What's the best thing to do? I think the best thing to do is we draw a card with our Copter. We have to find Witness Protection or Eaten by Piranhas. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, is that the best thing? Because I could play Pilgrimage right now, get more tokens, get more draws. I would get a lot more draws too. I'd get 1 more draw if I play Deep-Root Pilgrimage. I think that's 2 draws, and I have more Witness Protections in the deck. Or how many Witness Protections? I have 1 Witness Protection. They're empty-handed. That's some good news. 1 Phoenix in the graveyard though. Okay, we'll play this. Let's try to make a lot of stuff here. That's not gonna do it. It's not going to do it. That unfortunately is not going to do it. Yeah, I lose. Yeah, I think we can... I'm pretty sure we can win if we don't skip on our land. We need to hit that 5th land. Were our odds good? I don't know. Is there another way to play this game? I mean, another move that I could have made was I could have Hexcatchered one of the Picklock Pranksters, and then maybe that was the best thing to do. Maybe I was greedy with the Hexcatcher. I need a lot more experience in this matchup. It's a tough matchup, but it seems like I win the games where I don't really let my opponent do anything. Like I counter this, I counter that, and then if we're just down to like bare bones resources, I win more often than they do. Well, anyway, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. We're here for round 5. We're on the draw. The hand is keepable. It has a curve. Kumena Speaker into something something. Our opponent revealed Yorion for the beginning of the game and Ketria Triome. Ketria Triome. Ketria Triome. The hell does that mean? Ketria Triome. Trying to think. Is this like a Niv-to-Light deck with like a million cards? Is it like 80 cards Niv-to-Light? I'm just trying to think of like some sort of Leyline Binding deck. Watery Grave. I got no idea what's going on here. Target creature gets -3/-3, and you gain 2 life. All right, you got it. Okay, so this is actually, I'm guessing this is maybe the Quintorius combo? Is that what we're up against here? Up against old Quintorius? What was the front side? It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's pretty good. Oh man, they gained life off of that. That sucked. Okay, so we'll pass and play our Hexcatcher. You're not going to get any value like that out of me. Not anymore, at least. This is an activated ability. I cannot interact with this. So we'll have Quintorius online by next turn. So we're going to be playing our Hexcatcher, and probably just going to slam this Sentinel of the Nameless City. Yeah, we'll just slam Sentinel. I think that's the right thing to do. Alternatively, I can play Mistcaller. I can counter the Quintorius. If they don't play Quintorius, it's fine. We can still play Mistcaller and Hexcatcher by next turn. And at least, I mean, as it stands right now on the draw, it doesn't look like it went well for us. Opponent gained some life, killed our first turn creature. You are not going to get value out of that. I'll tell you that right now. No 2 life for you. No 2 life for you. The real question is, do I expose my Hexcatcher next turn I don't know. I don't know. We're going to have to play this map token and really hope that it connects with our opponent. Oh boy, this is going to get worse before it gets better. Okay, I don't think we're winning this game. They have a lot of interaction, and like we are not even close to dinging them. Life total nice, high and dry. Life total is high and dry. Now what do we do? Guess do this and pass. We'll try to play Hexcatcher at end of turn. I guess hope that they don't have a combo card. That's what we can hope for. So if they go for the dinosaur, and if they hit, if they'll go dinosaur into, oh, they get Yorion. That works. Okay. Maybe we can get a little something going now. Maybe we can get a little something going on. We sort of depend on our opponent not interacting with us right now. Let's play Mistcaller, so we can crew our copter with it. And then we will crew copter, try to buff our copter. So damage is really important right now. Smuggler's Copter off the top. Do I want that card? They're going to play Yorion next turn. That's a 4/5. Do I want the Copter? I'm going to swing for 5 this turn. I'm going to say no, I don't want this one. Do you want that? You put in your graveyard? Yeah, I guess we can put in the graveyard. The alternative is like, I still can't attack into a Yorion next turn. So we'll put that in the graveyard. See if we can draw something a little bit better. Okay, let's attempt to attack for 5. No idea what else they have in store for us. Let's draw a card. Draw and discard Looter Scooter. It's called Looter Scooter for a reason. Well, okay, I prefer to have that copter now. Where's the copter? Give the copter back to me. I'll take the copter. Another Leyline Binding? Why didn't you do that before you could have done that in response to the copter. Okay, so they're going to take the Hexcatcher away. Are they ready to attack this turn? Are they going to combo this turn? They could have comboed last turn. Mistcaller, by the way, doesn't interact with this deck, period. Because everything that they discover into gets cast. Let's see what Yorion does, if it does anything at all. Something with reach. Something very big with reach, mind you. Reach and ward 3. Search your library for a basic land card. Okay, that's fine. Pilgrimage would be fine here. It's not Pilgrimage. We needed a lot. We needed more help. Okay, that was not help at all. Do I just throw this copter away into the Spinewood thing? Maybe. I'll just play a land and pass. Brazen Bar would have been good there too. Brazen Bar, we can pay 3. Crew copter attack for 4. Well, we are probably losing this game. It's not looking good for us. Hopefully game 3 is better. Would you like to attack for 7? I would love to take 7. Yorion, probably blinking nothing, except for maybe their own creature, just to give it pseudo-vigilance. I've never played against Quintorius combo like this. Or maybe it's not Quintorius. I'm assuming it's Quintorius combo? Like, why wouldn't it? Okay, that was a... Okay, so that's not a good draw, because Copter is still not digging me to anything useful here. Oh, I screwed... the oldest trick in the book. I could have sacked the Mistcaller to make sure that this thing doesn't come back. Probably still... Oh, man, that's actually a huge punt, because now I could play this and draw something massive. Oh, man, I screwed that up. It's too bad. Let's crew Copter. I'm probably not attacking with it. Just want to see what's on top. There is another Copter coming in. Put it in the graveyard? No. Yes, actually. I don't want this card. I'm not going to draw this card. I have enough Copters as it is. Okay, we'll just pass. Yeah, that... Wow. Then I could attack for 5 there. Draw a fresh card. That would turn the whole game around. And I have a Sentinel of the Nameless City in play. Please, just to combo off here. Make me feel good. I'd feel much happier if you just combo off here. I'll feel great. I'll feel absolutely fantastic. You only can attack for 7. Okay, apparently I'm wrong. You can attack for whatever the hell you want to attack for. I guess there's a -3/-3 card in their hand. If I block Yorion, though, I'll still get to loot, which is useful. None of these cards are good. We're drawing like a little few too many lands here. Oh, that just resolved. All right, we go to 6. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. We can make a big attack next turn. Unless they got to follow up with another big, stupid creature. Would you like to follow it up with another big, stupid creature? Or maybe a clone. Clone this thing. Yep. Very clever. Very clever, you imposter. Now what? Ah, these draws are just murder. But we had like and if this thing was gone, then they wouldn't be able to play this. Yeah. It's tight play. Tight play. Although, like, they didn't need to blink this, so, like, that would have just been a punt on their part. So, objectively, the board should still be this, but maybe we have 7 more life because they don't attack with this thing. Probably I would have seen this line if I wasn't streaming. Okay, I think we're going to just pass and threaten to block these things. I can threaten to double block. I can chump block 1, double block the other with our Copter and our Sentinel. we'll loot away one of these Cavernous Souls. Are they just going to hard cast this thing? Yes, they are. Okay, that gets hard cast. What are you going to take from us? Oh, you're going to take Yorion or something? Beginning of your upkeep, target creature. Okay, so we can sack the Mistcaller to that. That's fine. Just once, though. Okay, so we'll crew. Maybe we have a chance the way that they're playing this. This is 5, this is 3. So I can double block however I want. I should put the 2 big creatures in front of one. Put a Mutavault in front of the other. So I at least get to keep 1 big creature. Show me potato salad. Potato salad, please. That's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's not what I wanted at all. Okay, we get to keep the Sentinel, which I guess is okay. Well, we got a bunch of stuff in play. And when they try to put something in play, we can sack our Mistcaller. So, doesn't matter what I play here. I don't think anything matters. Mistcaller's on top. Put the card in your graveyard. Maybe not. How big should I aim to make the Sentinel? Maybe we should try to make that Sentinel as big as possible. And the Mistcaller will buy us a turn? With that vine thing? Okay, so no, we'll keep that on top. We have a lot of blockers too. Maybe we have a chance. But it completely depends on our opponent like screwing up. In a graveyard? No. You can get another one of those, huh? You want to get another one of those? Go for it. Be my guest. Go get another one of those. Now that I think about it, the Mistcaller play doesn't go anywhere. Because if they don't attack, then like there's no reason for me to play Mistcaller. I mean, we're just passing the turn back and forth because I don't have a good attack into my opponent. I mean, I can attack with everything. They block the Sentinel. Then I explore something onto a Cenote Scout or something. Maybe that'll work. I mean, they'll still take 4. Fortunately, they're taking some damage from their Mana Confluence. Spark Double. Damn, too bad I can't bounce that thing. All right, you got another one. Does it get a counter? Comes into play with a counter. Fancy. Very fancy. Oh, decides to play nothing. A little concerned now about your life total, huh? You should be. You should be. Okay, I got nothing going on for me here. They actually tried to put something into play. Man, I could have squeezed this win. Oh man, they flashed with Yorion and I missed that line. The problem is that line just never happens. You know, it just never happens. I don't remember the last time I was able to get someone with that. That was like a long, like at least a year ago. Because like I don't play with Mistcaller all that much because in Modern it's just stone cold unplayable. It's so unplayable. Okay, finally we lose. This will win the... huh? What? What are you afraid of? Oh, maybe they think I have like Tishana's Tidebinder in my hand or something. I do not. Okay, I'll just keep cards in my hand if that makes you scared. I mean, this does technically win. I mean, they're just going to exhaust my stuff. They're under no pressure. But if I had Tishana's Tidebinder there, shouldn't I just like hit that thing anyway? They opt to blink nothing with their Yorion that they got with the virtue of persistence. Okay, that's fine. Actually, hold on. They're going to reveal stuff about their deck. I have no idea what their deck looks like. I've never saw this card before, or maybe I have, and I just don't remember. Okay, what is this? Like, everything else looks pretty normal. I just don't remember this card. Maybe that's a new one. Or maybe it's old. I just never played against it. I've played against Quintorius combo quite a few times. Everything else looks pretty stock. Maybe I'm just being crazy. So the deal is, take out your Mistcallers, take out your Frog effects, bring in counterspells. How many counterspells do we have? We do have Mystical Dispute. We have a lot of them. And we have Disdainful Stroke. Hooray. That works out quite well. Mystical Dispute is pretty expensive, but still, Counterspell is a counterspell. And they can only discover when it enters the battlefield, not upon cast. So that's good. Keep your 4 toughness creatures in the deck. It's good. And Mistcaller, of course, does nothing except for attack for 1. I mean, it had some potential in the way that game played out, but that's not really how it's supposed to go. The more and more I play Pioneer, the more I'm thinking, like, I should not have Spell Pierce and I should have Tamio's Safekeep. Is it Safekeeping? Tamio's Safekeeping. The card is probably quite good. Okay, let's see what happens when we're on the play. This, I only have 2 Cavernous Souls in this deck. Or do I have 2? Maybe I have 3. Makes the hand unplayable. This is not that good. Like, it's not that good. Oh my god. Oh, we're gonna keep it though. It's not that good. I'm gonna do nothing on turn 1. I have no promising prospects on turn 2. Gotta tap out to play Kumena turn 3. They're not doing anything for first few turns, but Smuggler's Copter, sadly, is exactly 3 toughness, which is what a lot of their cards do. This is just terrible. I'm not running really well with my deck. lately. Okay, what can this do? Can't leyline binding me. You can do that. Okay, that's good. Because that means I can tap out to play Kumena, Crew Copter, and then get rid of the other Kumena. Okay, they got a swamp. That's fine. So they're getting ready to go leyline binding or something. I'll try to keep my life total high. Not that it matters that much. I guess we'll get rid of Kumena. Or will we now? Activate. No, we're going to get rid of Kumena. So I'm just trying to think. If they kill Kumena with, say, leyline binding, what are my options? Option is activate Mutavault, Crew Copter, and hold up Mystical Dispute. What am I holding up Dispute for, though? It doesn't hit anything. So they got the swamp, presumably to play leyline binding, like this very turn. Okay, then go get another land. Okay, that's good. We get another turn with our Kumena Tyrant of Araska, I guess. Go got a plains, but they're still short from leyline binding because they don't have swamp. Creature, random creature, please. Not a random creature. Wow, they gain, how much life do they, how do they gain so much life? They gain 3 life off of this thing. They gain 3 life off of this thing. Disgusting. Means I have to be more aggressive. What did they get? They got swamp and plains. Plains has been played, swamp has not. The thing is, like, I have an opportunity to attack right now. I don't know if I'm going to get that opportunity again. But what if I draw a 3-drop? I don't know. Okay, activate, crew, attack for 5. Well, I can. I guess discard, then we'll just play a copter. It's going to be so awkward. Probably we shouldn't even taken the damage, but just in case I need the manas. Just in case I need the manas. Or maybe they just don't have leyline binding. If they don't, then this Kumena is like, I wouldn't say it's invincible, but they have to spend 2 spells to kill it. Okay, they do have leyline binding. What are you going to go for? You are going to go for you're going to go for my Kumena. Smart move. I'm going to cycle. I like that. Or do I? This sucks. Okay, we're going to crew. Probably just going to loot and then keep our land. Ugh, I need stuff. Oh, man. I could bounce the leyline binding. Man, I wish I got rid of the Smuggler's Copter. I'm just thinking, if they've got the elephant next turn, I can bounce the elephant in response to a clone effect. Although they can get leyline binding in response, I still have to deal with that thing. Dumping this Brazen Bar just feels so bad, though. I want to have my interaction. Just hope that we draw a 2-drop or something. These Mystical Disputes, they need to be something else. Fortunately, they do sort of have to tap out. I mean, if you want to pass the turn back and forth, I think that's a game that we're willing to play. Get rid of Trino and pass. Like, this hand makes our hand look so strong. Okay, with 5 lands. Ooh, that's a great draw. I like that one. Now we can activate the Mutavault and then use that to crew the copter. And we can activate Mutavault at end of turn. I do like that a lot. I put in a really weird spot here. I mean, well, maybe they could have another leyline binding, I guess. Okay, they're going to cycle. It's fine with me. If they pass, end of turn, activate Mutavault. Okay, they're just going to go try to jam some stuff. It's totally reasonable. This is why we got the counter spells, though. But we might be trying, they're probably going to jam these things turn after turn after turn, because that's what they do. Disdainful Stroke, great. Perfect draw. Absolutely perfect draw. More counter spells. So the thing, by crewing the copter, we make a token, which allows us to crew both copters. I get to attack for 6. I guess we'll double draw. No, maybe we'll just not get anything. Our hand can't get better. The hand is, like, perfect. This is exactly where we want it to be. They play anything, we'll just Mystical Dispute it. Can actually attack for 7 next turn. So Mystical Dispute is like a clunky counter in this matchup, but still, counterspell is a counterspell. Why do they play a land first? I don't get that part. Flash. Here's the battlefield tapped unless it's your turn. I see. Okay. It's not uncounterable. Oh, it's blue! I paid 3 mana for nothing. I'm used to countering other things. That's okay. You know what? I'm just flexing my mana. Just showing off all the manas that I have. Okay, so activate Mutavault, crew copter, use the token with Summoning Sickness to crew the other copter, double loot. Yes, discard, definitely Botanical. Yes, discard, definitely Branch Walk Pathway. Opponent goes to 2, and probably that's the end of the game. Because I don't think they can defend themselves with any counterspells. There's like no counterspells that they can play. They're sort of defenseless at this like sort of stage of the game. And they said they don't even know. I don't know. Do they just have no way of? Maybe they have no Discover card in hand to jam. All right, we won that one. That's good. That is good. Tiebinder Mage. Is that useful? They've got a lot of green creatures. They have green and red. I didn't even think about that. But dice to their removal. Prefer to have Hexcatcher. Prefer to have the 1-drops. Yeah, we're just going to keep it as it is. Ah, those cards that gain life. They're ugly. Ramp and gain life. That's where Tishana's Tidebinder would shine. I like this hand. This is a good hand. This is great. So we've got a curve. We have Deep Root Pilgrimage. We have Kumena. And then when the time comes... So we have a good curve, but when the time comes, we can start mystical disputing things. They might have something to say about it. Like, they can go -3/-3 on this creature immediately. But we'll wait and see what happens. Another Cenote Scout. Deep Root Pilgrimage. We have enough of them. Put it in the graveyard. I need lands. From here, I would like some lands, please. I would also like it if they put a land into play tapped here. To prove that they cannot kill my Cenote Scout, and they cannot. Excellent. Stage 2, play Deep Root Pilgrimage. So what's going to happen next turn? Okay, hold on. If they go pay 3 ramp, I might be vulnerable for 1 turn, because I can't play at flash speed for forever. So if they've got if they ramp this turn, maybe that's a problem. I mean, I could attack for a little while on the ground while holding up Mystical Dispute, but, like, it's not perfect. Yeah, okay, so they're going to get a basic land card. They put it onto the battlefield tapped. So they've got Elephant ready by next turn. So maybe we do nothing. Just hold up Mystical Dispute, because I would love to tap out here with Command Time for Raska. I would love to. I just can't. It's just too risky. On the other hand, like, they can't... It's like... It's Elephant or bust. Is there any way I can win this game otherwise? I can wait 2 turns. I'm in no rush. You know what? I'm a patient type of player. I don't like to gamble. Let's attack with what we got here. Attack for 3, then we're attacking for 4. Onus is on the opponent to still do something. And if we draw 1 land, we can still add to the board with our Cenote Scouts and our Kamena Speakers. So that's not bad. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The only problem, I guess, is if they kill the Cenote Scout. That's a problem. Then I do need to draw a random creature. Oh, sorry, a random land so that we can play Cenote Scout. Would you like to jam your elephant? It looks like we're jamming. Oh, we're not jamming an elephant. Okay, we're going to cycle. Damn. Maybe I could have tapped out to play Kamena. Maybe I could have. Okay, Mutavault's perfect. Mutavault's really good. Yeah, like what's going on here. Play Mutavault, play Cenote Scout again. Maybe I should have played Cenote Scout first, because then if I drew Mutavault, I don't reveal any information. Drew another land, which is good. And they're still in a position where, like, if they want to combo off, they have to tap out. By the way, am I killing them? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No, it's close, though. It's basically over. I have 2 counterspells in my hand, and I'll have enough. I can attack with, like, both Mutavault. I have 2 counterspells in my hand. It's a 2-turn clock. I don't think there's any board wipes. At least nothing that's cheap. No Supreme Verdict in this deck. Who the hell is this? Is that in there? No. It's not it. Enters the battlefield. Each player mills 4 cards. This is blue! This is blue! Damn it. I could tap out a little bit. Think we are just attacking with everything. And then that's it. Is there a reason to put... Maybe there was a bit of... Should I have attacked with Mutavault? Go to... No. Okay, they just go... They would not die. Merfolk. I need to hold up 3 mana. I don't see any reason to do anything. We'll just pass. Let them play a spell and we'll Mystical Dispute it. My patience! I hope they had an elephant in hand, because if they had elephant in hand, then that means I played well. Otherwise the Kamena would lose. Because I had the option to play Kamena on turn 3. So if they play a 5 mana spell here like the elephant, just Mystical Dispute and it's no big deal. I don't know how they get out of this. If they can get out of it at all. Maybe I should have played a Kamena Speaker, just in case they somehow gain enough life. I don't think they will. They had the elephant, but I had the Mystical Dispute. Can you make 2 mana out of thin air? I doubt it. And we win the match. All right, that's Quintorius combo for you. I think we have an edge versus this deck, but sometimes the games are difficult. They didn't have any removal for our creatures. Like, if they killed the Cenote Scout on turn 2, this game is probably a lot closer. Look, like, they're 1 turn away from just playing a land and winning, right? So, like, if they have 1 more turn, maybe they can win. But I might play differently otherwise. Or I would probably jam this Kamena. Maybe I jam the Kamena on turn 3. I don't know. Anyway, that's round 5. I'll see you all in round 6. Here for round 6, we lost the die roll versus Nykthos Ramp. Never what you want to do. You never want to lose the die roll versus this matchup. So anyway, how are we going to play this? That is sometimes good. I guess we're going to start off with a Kamena Speaker and follow that up with a Hex Catcher by next turn. Depends what they do. They go play Kiora. Maybe we bounce Kiora with Brazen Borrower. Like this, we have a lot more options if we're on the play. We have a lot less options when we're on the draw. The damn turn 1 Llanowar Elves, always very annoying. So they have a million 3-drops that they can play this turn. They played Outcaster Trailblazer. How does this work? They're plotting it. Enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. Whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, under your control you draw a card. So this is like a form of ramp. Plot it. Exile this card from your hand. Cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. So Mistcaller doesn't do squat about that. So how shall we approach this turn? Could play Pilgrimage. So they're going to have 4 mana next turn. Potentially play something. I can borrow the Outcast back to hand. What is it? Whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield? I guess we're just going to figure out our options. We'll play this. We'll attack for 1. And then we'll either play a Brazen Borrower or a Hex Catcher, depending on what is played. I wouldn't mind bouncing the Outcast back to hand. They might go for the... what is this? Okay, so this is... the Invasion of Ixalan. Enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a permanent card from among them, put it into your hand. Sure. Opponent says, I gotta get you back for beating me last time. Well, from my cold dead hands, you're gonna do that. From my cold dead hands. Okay, finds the Nykthos. Exactly what they want, which is going to be enough mana. No, I guess it's not. Okay, you get to play the Outcast Trailblazer. Now what? Okay, add 1 mana. I guess you can play a 3-drop here. Old Growth Troll. So I guess with this, we will bounce Outcast back to hand. Do I? Okay, hold on. They have Nykthos in hand. So they'll have a lot of mana to do whatever they want. They can easily recast this thing. But I don't want them to draw a card. But I don't want them to do a lot of things. What's the best move here? Let them draw a card, reduce their Nykthos mana? No, we're just going to bounce any random thing. Or do I just play Hex Catcher here? I can play Hex Catcher, potentially Petty Theft next turn, attack for 2, into this Trailblazer. Because I don't really add to the board if I'm doing this. But on the other hand, on the next turn, I can play, like, I don't know, Smuggler's Copter plus a Mistcaller. Well, I can attack with Kamena Speaker even for 1. That's not very impressive, but I can do it. Okay, it's not. Let's hope that there's not like a really big card advantage engine going on here. Frog Effect would be nice. Actually, I don't know if maybe Frog Effect wouldn't do very much here. Kamena, Tyrant of Erazka. It's not bad. Last time I beat this deck was with a Kamena as well. Alternatives. Okay, I'll just slam this. Yeah, we'll just play a Kamena. Well, okay, hold on. What are my options? I could play Copter. Copter and Mistcaller. So if they play up the Storm card, that might play around that a little bit. And then I can still go like Hexcatcher Pilgrimage the following turn. Maybe I should do that. Protect versus some of the more busted starts by next turn. And it's still like a decent play. If they don't put a reach creature in play, then like the Smuggler's Copter is going to be decent. Although like these are the 3 cards I want in play. And I didn't put any of them in play this turn. But by next turn I could play Kamena and just start tapping things. Okay, there's the Nykthos. That's what this deck is known for. Trailblazer Outcast. Comes to play, you add 1 mana of any color. How convenient. That's a great card for this deck. This is insane. It's like they didn't even lose mana. Another Outcast. Okay, well that's insane. It's disgusting, really. Insane is not even the word to describe this. Another Old Growth Troll. Okay, this is like Affinity. This honestly is just Affinity, the way this deck acts. I really need to draw land next turn. They're going to attack this, that's fine. To keep our resources on the battlefield. Now I wish Kamena, Tyrant of Erazka was in play. It's a 4/3 Trampler. Draw another 2 cards. I should read this card. Was it cast? Let me reveal. There's battlefield. When it's defeated, exile it and cast it transformed. Alright, there's nothing I can do about that. Alright, we got our combo. Sort of. Yeah, sort of. Does anything have reach? Nothing? Okay. Let's put Deep Root Pilgrimage on the board. Let's crew a Mistcaller. Let's attack. Don't even know what I'm trying to draw towards. Yeah, we don't need that. Don't even know if that was a good thing to even do. Okay, and then we're going to pass. If they get too feisty with their Trailblazers, we can just chump them with a bunch of Merfolk tokens. Okay, Kiora. That will... Can I counter that? No, they have too much mana. Or I guess I could try, but it's probably not going to be worth it. Oh, you know what I could have done? I could have countered it maybe twice. Oh, Cavalier. This is enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards, put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Why does it go onto the just onto the battlefield instead of onto the battlefield tapped? Oh my god, they're drawing like 3 cards a turn. So last time I played this player, I won. This time, they're hoping to get some revenge around here. Looks like I'm going to lose this one. They had a really good curve on the play. But maybe my best bet was to play Kamena on turn 3. And then whatever the hell happens, happens. Then the next turn I could play Pilgrimage, tap. It's still all really tough. Storm the Festival. We'll counter that with our Mistcaller. Well, I wouldn't say we were countering it, but they can't put creatures into play with this. They can look at the top 5 cards of their library and put, like, Cure in play if they want to. Or Nykthos. 24 mana. Another Cavalier. Yeah, oh, millions of draw triggers. This really does remind me of Affinity in Modern, because all it is like you're playing creature. It's almost like everything is free in some sense once you get the synergy going. So everything is free. Oh, that's just great. Does this trigger anything? A ley line of the guild pack? No. Good, thank God. Everything is all colors. Are we empty-handed now? Can I have my turn? We passed the turn here. I'd like to have a turn if you don't mind. Oh wow, everything just snap attacked. Okay, I have a response though. We've got a Hex Catcher. Now maybe I can eat some stuff up. Okay, engine sort of online. I am going to get Hoof for a lot of damage here though. I definitely have a problem with the cards that... I definitely have a problem with the Tramplers. Okay, let's block. Where are we allowed to block here? Who else is attacking? So this is attacking. This is attacking. Is this trample? Does not have trample. This has trample. So this is 12. And we'll let 12 through. I think the card I want to see next turn might be a land. Might be a creature. Not sure exactly what I want to see. Does that help me a little bit? Is it worth it to shrink one of the creatures down? Unfortunately. Got a lot of problems, but maybe these problems are all solvable. Okay, I think we need to just max out the creatures on the board, so I'm not going to play Witness Protection. We're going to just play our Kamena. If our opponent has nothing in hand, maybe we can come back from here. Maybe. I don't think there's any point in attacking with Smuggler's Copter. We might have to block with that thing. So we can chump block. Like, so the deal is we can double pump, or sorry, not double, we can just single pump everything with the Kamena. So we make at least a good chunk of tokens, pump everything up. I just need my opponent to play, like, not play anything. Just don't do anything. That's not doing nothing. That's doing a lot of things. Oh yeah, this is from the flashback. Totally forgot about that. Well, I have to hope you whiff. Find lands, please. That is not a whiff. That's terrible, because that can transform, give everything trample now. Trample and haste. I cannot do anything about any of this. Oath of Nissa is found. Sure. This card's a problem because it can transform, and then other creatures you control get +1/+1 and have trample and haste. That's the biggest problem. So finding that was key. Otherwise, I actually stabilize the board, believe it or not. Okay, they're gonna storm the festival again. I can't try to counter any of this stuff. Like, we need to just try to block what's on the board. We have no chance. What did they find? It feels like they found... It was a brick. They found a leyline binding and... I don't know what. Maybe an old girl troll. Not much is triggering. What triggers Kiora? Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield and you control, you draw a card. Oh, they got this thing. Okay, so I've lost to that before. So they sink a bunch of mana into this thing and then also give everything haste. They do have to transform this. And then this creature has haste. So they can just spend, what is it? 7 mana. Go down to 24. They go to 24, then they sink the rest of the mana into their Lair of the Hydra. It has haste, and then they just come and blast me. They come and blast me. I need one more turn. If I was on the play, I probably could win from here, because then I can make a really big board with our Kamena Tyrant of Vraska. Yeah, I don't know if there's any. I don't know if there's an edge in this matchup. If I feel like sort of fine on the play. Pretty poor on the draw if they start with Llanowar Elves, and of course they've got like a bunch of mana dorks, so why wouldn't they? They actually have so many non-creature spells. Maybe the key is actually... Like, I don't like the idea of bringing counter spells in against this deck, because they can just go like turn 1 Llanowar Elf, Old Growth Troll, and then just start beating you down. But they also have a lot of spells in this deck that enable everything, like Storm the Festival and stuff. It's interesting. It's tough to figure out what's best here. Sometimes you just hit their... A lot of my games I win because they like play Llanowar Elves, then I like Witness Protection it, and then they're like, oh, I'm dead. They have like Nykthos in hand, but they can't like do anything with the mana. I gotta auto yield this stupid thing. Gonna get another Kiora. Probably make a bazillion mana. I think our opponent's double queuing. I think it's pretty obvious that you just win. Oh, I see. My opponent is actually playing slow. My opponent just said, like, they're crashing. So maybe they want to win, but they're just waiting for the client to catch up. They want to move faster than the server is going to let them. Yeah, I can't beat this Lair of the Hydra. Everything big now. Super big. I can't even block the stuff in play. So my plan was like tap Kamena, tap Vidalian Hexcatcher to make Kamena unblockable. I'd have 2 more creatures, then I make a sort of a swarm block, then tap 5 creatures to pump everything up. But that's not going to matter. This thing is... I can't even block that thing. They should just send it all. Just send it all. It all has trample. How is this going to backfire? Yeah, how can it go wrong? Okay, I'll just concede. Can I block this? No, that's 50 damage. That's a lot of damage. Even Flex Tape wouldn't fix that. Alright. Witness Protection. Eaten by Piranhas. Mainly to just hit their mana dork if I can. Tidebinder Mage. That will be useful. Cards I do not like in this matchup. Spell Pierce. I'll take out 2 Mist Callers, and I'll take out Sentinel of the Nameless City. Or maybe we're going to keep one more Mist Caller. We'll take out Sentinel of the Nameless City. Sentinel is actually not that good in this matchup. Usually can't attack into anything. Doesn't have any like synergy with Pilgrimage, so I think we'll just pass on it. At least Mistcaller can interact with that Storm the Festivals thing, which is not bad. Maybe Torpor Orb is good here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should be bringing in Torpor Orb. Like to play first? Yeah, maybe I should be playing Torpor Orb. I'm gonna think about that for next game. Okay, we'll keep this. We have like a pseudo combo going on here. Not sure what I'll play turn 2. Probably Copter. Hand's a bit slow for this type of matchup though. I can easily just go Elf. Elf smash me, sadly. There is some reason to go Deeproot Pilgrimage turn 2 because the upside of me drawing a land for Kamena is enormous. Kamena Tyrant of Vraska is my route to victory in this matchup. Okay, with that draw, we are going to play our Deeproot Pilgrimage. For green, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to be a little slow here. No Mana Dork on the draw. Love it. Super happy about that. I'm going to Boseiju this thing. Not thrilled about this, but whatever. We get an island. Now what do I do? That's awkward. That's awkward. I guess I can attack for 2. Play Copter Kamena Speaker. Because alternatively, I play Kamena Tyrant of Vraska, but it doesn't do anything. But if I play... Or does it do something? No, I think we should just play Copter Speaker. Or I attack with Mutavault, play Copter. But then I still can't double spell next turn. Okay, so we'll just attack for 2. Copter Speaker, Copter Speaker, Copter Speaker, Copter Speaker. Whatever. Good board. Nice big board. They can't really play anything threatening this turn. But it's all about turn 4. When the Nykthos arrives with a lot of devotion. Outcast Trailblazer. Cenote Scout. Probably don't want to play that, to be honest. But what do I do? What do I want to do? Probably play Kamena, Crew Copter, attack with everything I can. And then on future turns, we're going to be looking to, if I draw an untapped green source, that'd be nice. I did draw it. Okay. Then on future turns, we'll be looking to pump things up with Kamena. Our board seems insane right now. Smuggler's Copter, we'll put that in the graveyard. I don't need that now. Okay, something banana's gonna happen now. But like that Trailblazer doesn't add a lot of devotion by itself. Okay, so they're gonna get a mana. Well, I can't interact with this, unfortunately. Okay, they get a mana. I guess do they need a land? They still, even if they untap Nykthos, they can't do much with it. Their devotion sucks. Does this add a mana when it enters the battlefield? Okay, so their whole board is in trouble. Target opponent sacrifices an artifact. There's only one artifact that I have. Goodbye, Smuggler's Copter. Drew another Kamena Tyrant of Vraska. That was terrible. What if I send in everything? So I attack with everything. You block a 2-drop. 2, 4, 6. Not enough. Damn, they can have a huge turn next turn. They have a huge turn. Okay, so we're going to, I think, make Kamena unblockable. Or what I can do is I can attack with Kamena and Kamena Tyrant of Vraska and Kamena Speaker, and if they get blocked, big deal. Then I play Kamena Tyrant of Vraska and I threaten to like just pump it up and then try to win next turn. That seems fine. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm just gonna attack them. Go for the win. Actually, is this the right thing to do? Okay, so they don't block. Fine by me. We'll play our second Kamena. Okay, we're gonna keep this one. Pass. I'm empty-handed. They can. I mean, they could win this turn. That is possible. I've seen this happen many times. I've seen this game play out. Okay, some invasion card comes out. Can they get a Nykthos? Nykthos is not good here though. Permanent card from one, put them into your hand. They get a forest. Probably untap that with Cura. Oh, thought they'd untap the Nykthos. Cavalier is not gonna do it, I don't think. That's gonna be the end of the turn. Draw a bunch of cards, but I'll pump everything up and then go in for the win. This always comes as play tapped. Yeah. Okay, now what do you want to do? Probably nothing. Yeah, and then we just win. All right, that's good. We're gonna go to game 3. So Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb. Am I leaving this in the sun? Leaving this here. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. What's going on with this deck? Maybe that is incredibly good. Now, they have Pick Your Poison for sure, but maybe we can overload it. Maybe it's better than Brazen. Probably it's better than Brazen Borrower. How many of these things are on cast versus ETB? Cura is like whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield. Outcast Trailblazer. Whenever a creature power 4 enters the battlefield. Cavalier enters the battlefield. These are a lot of ETB creatures. Do you know what? I like it. I like this idea. I'll take out 1 Mistcaller, a Brazen Borrower, add in 2 more Torpor Orbs. I like that. I like that idea a lot. Let's go. Gonna win. It's gonna be with Devotion by itself and nothing else. The only hard part is on the draw. Yeah, they could go for that beatdown plan. But, like, you know, as you see, like, we can make a big comeback so long as they're not, like, drawing 3 cards a turn. As you can see, that actually happens with that deck. Oh, we're going to keep this. Sweet. Actually, I wouldn't say this is great. I mean, they go turn 1 Mana Dork. It's not beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go Scout turn 2. They still have Pick Your Poison in the deck. I completely understand that, but the upside is just too high. What a weird hand. So green. Cenote Scout. Command a Tyrant of Araska. Definitely can go in the graveyard. I have one already. Okay, they go play Nykthos. Just naturally having it. They got the nuts. They got Elvish Mystic and Nykthos at once. Okay, they got Cura. Also the nuts. These are all amazing things. We will start by, I guess, attacking our opponent. They could have a huge turn next turn. Right? Yeah, I think I'm gonna... I never know if to attack the opponent or Cura. I feel like Cura had, like, 2 more loyalty than it should have had. Like, just a little bit too much loyalty here. Probably it's still Pioneer playable at 5 loyalty. Because this thing, I'm probably not realistically attacking this thing. Not to mention, we're about to turn... It's not completely a donut. It's worth a lot of damage. Sorry, it's worth a lot of mana. Okay, hopefully this mana is slowed down a little bit. Although it's going to slow our Cenote Scout down too. Ooh, look at that synergy. Another elf. Okay, you got 3 mana. Pelukrinos, it's 4/5 creature. Nothing wrong with that. It's got reach, got witness protection. But now I am screwed on mana. Now I don't got a whole lot of mana. Okay, we're going to play, I guess, a Copter. You want to attack me, then by all means, I get to attack you. Okay, now's the turn to see if they actually have a lot to do with their mana. What happens when it transforms? Turns into, oh, like a Worm Coil Engine? Okay, I am happy that the Cavalier doesn't get any value, though. Or maybe in this spot it doesn't matter. Because the reality is, another one? Isn't it the same thing? Shouldn't it legend rule itself? It's the same thing! Okay, I really need a blue source. Badly. Blue source? Oh, no. Well, it's one of those games. I don't know, every single... Do you know what? I went down to 23 lands. I regret. I'm going to go back up to 24. All those people are insane. I would much rather flood out than to be mana screwed. Everyone regrets being mana screwed. Everyone regrets flooding out with, in Magic. I regret being mana screwed. I hate being mana screwed. This is how I basically, like, lose every single one of my games. If I had a blue source, or even if I had, like, an extra green source, I could play, like, several Commander Speakers a turn. I mean, I know I have my Cenote Scout to, like, play on my Torpor Orb. What does this do exactly? It finds a permanent card. Put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Turns out this Torpor Orb actually did nothing, because it's not influencing any of this stuff. Okay, so they can... well, I don't think they can transform this. Oh, I guess they can. They can transform, legend rule one of them away. That's crazy. Well, now what? I guess we're going to play Commander Speaker. And... yeah, I can't even attack. This Smuggler's Copter. It's completely pointless here. The hand looked great at the start. Not going to lie. So they can transform this at any moment. I can block this for 5. Am I just dead? No, but if they transformed this die. Well, but if it dies, who cares? So this is 6, 11, 13. And then if I don't block it, that's bad too. Everything's terrible. What do I want to block? Actually, I probably should have crewed the scout and kept this thing untapped. Okay, we're going to block. Love to double block this, but I can't. I could try to double block this. That transforms. I won't take all this damage. That kills both of my creatures. Does it trample? It's reach and lifelink. I still get to loot. Okay, maybe this is the line. Yeah, this works out okay. Draw a card. That is not what I need here. I'll get rid of a copter. Oh, we get to keep copter. Not bad. Okay, if I draw a blue source for pilgrimage, maybe that's not too bad. Actually, their line is good. Yeah, I like kill that thing. Big deal. Did that work on the other side? Or did they transform it? Because I didn't have 6 power. How did that work? I killed this thing. I don't understand what happened. It's not when it dies. Like, the other side has when it dies. Whenever a non-token... Oh! This side triggered from the other one. Whenever Plukernos or another non-token Hydra you control dies. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I'm dead. I'm just stone dead. Yeah. Completely mana screwed. Okay. The 24th land is going to come back into this deck. I think I'm losing too often because I'm choked on mana. I think I'm going to bring that 24th land back into the deck. Well, the 23 is supposed to be good enough, but I don't know. I'll analyze my games. I'll think about it. I don't mind having a Boseiju back into my deck, though. Okay, that was round 6. We'll move on to round 7. Here for round 7. We're up against Timu, and apparently they're on Jeskai Ascendancy combo, a deck I've never played against. We are on the draw, and we have a pretty horrible hand, so we're going to mulligan it. This hand's not that great either against a combo deck. Guess it's better than nothing. I guess we'll keep, and we'll dump the Sentinel of the Nameless City, because there is at least some combo potential between like Hexcatcher, Kamena, and like Deep-Root Pilgrimage, but I would really like a 1-drop, please. That would be the best. That's not a 1-drop. Alright, we're gonna do things the hard way, I guess. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for turn 2. Anyway, I've never played against this deck ever, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to expect. That's a 0-3. I can attack into that at least. Some good news. I got a treasure cruise with this Falai Archaeologist. Enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a non-creature, non-land card from among them into your hand. Congratulations, you found a cruise. Well, I needed that like last turn. Okay, so we're gonna go Merfolk. It's not bad though. So I will have Hexcatcher up on the ready for turn 3 Jeskai Ascendancy. I'm not gonna tolerate that at all. If nothing happens, I'll just flash in the Hexcatcher. Next turn we'll try to I'll like play Cenote Scout, and then I'll play Deep-Root Pilgrimage, and hopefully we can just take over the game from there. Sack this, exile the top 2 cards, choose one of them till the end of your next turn. You may play that card. The end of your next turn. That's card advantage. It's card advantage, baby. Emery. So you can recycle that thing too. Well, now that's awkward, because that's a 1-power creature that can contest with my Hexcatcher. Okay, then. Emery's going to go get Mox Amber next turn. Now what am I going to do? That was not part of my plan at all. I was hoping my opponent would not play an Emery. Kamena. I can only get one of these things in play at one time. So you can go get Amber, cast Jeskai Ascendance if it's in your hand. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not even in your hand. I can also go, I mean, Deep-Root Pilgrimage is worthless here. I can just go Cenote Scout, Copter, and then maybe play Deep-Root Pilgrimage next turn. Okay, let's play our Cenote Scout first. Yeah. Spell Pierce. I don't have double blue for that. Yeah, we're going to put that in the graveyard. Okay, so we're going to play a Copter and go. Not really unhappy. I'm really unhappy how this game played out. It'd be completely, we would probably be completely winning if we just went first. That's just the bottom line here. Sorry, not if we went first. If we had a 1-drop on turn 1. Also, if we went first, probably we'd be heavily advantaged. Now, there are quite a few problems, like Portable Hole. Like, I didn't want to expose Hexcatcher to Portable Hole. Anyway, that is one of the problems. Hit non-land permanents. Okay, we can get an Amber with Emery. It's free. This is free. Free value. Another one of these things. I can play Treasure Cruise this turn. And they got the Jeskai Ascendancy that turn. I'm in trouble. They have a lot of mana anyway, so not much I could do. Yeah, our board is just pathetic as it stands. So many 1-drops in my deck. So completely useless. I don't even know what I'm trying to go for here, to be honest. Because it looks like I'm just going to die next turn. I'm just doing things. Just gonna play my deck, make my deck do things. All right, we got another something. I play Deep-Root Pilgrimage, but this is just all too late. I'm sure we'll just lose this turn. I'll just F6, and we'll see what happens. Jeskai Ascendancy was always a very frustrating deck to play against in Modern. Yeah, just Modern. If I remember correctly, this deck did not see any play in Legacy or anything. I mean, stop playing Standard. I didn't play Standard at that time. Thank goodness. Oh, they're gonna go with the creature route. Does that have flying? As can have first strike, so I can at least block it with my pilgrimage token. They cannot remove that thing. It's impossible. Is this a combo? Why do they have 2 triggers with this Jeskai Ascendancy? Oh yeah, 2 triggers. Buff up the team, also loot. So they can continuously untap the Emery to play their Tormod's Crypt. That's fine. And by fine, I mean I'm lost. It's just gonna. Is this just enough? The just infinite like buff everything up. The old retraction helix. This is like exactly what it used to be. This is literally the like at least one version of the combo in Standard. That's not a bad card to have in the main deck. It's very cute. So I'm just gonna lose everything. I think my opponent's trying to demonstrate, hey, you're lost. Why don't you do something else? No, I don't want to do anything else. Okay, I sort of want to see what can they reveal anything in their hand? I guess they don't have to. Is it a May? When you cast spell, you may draw a card. Oh, okay. Okay, so they didn't want to show anything else in their deck. But I still got my Hexproof Scout. Okay, I got my Hexproof Merfolk. You still got to get through this thing. Oh, they're going to show me some more stuff. Saheeli. They didn't have to show me anything. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. I concede. Very uneventful game 1, which is too bad. I got cards in the main deck. I got everything in the main deck. Okay, how do we... I don't even know how to sideboard here. I'm assuming I want some frog effects for very specifically Emery. That is going to be an absolute pain. Or maybe I just want to use counter spells. Creatures entering the battlefield don't... Torport's not going to do anything. Okay, we do want to bring in some counter spells. We're probably going to want to bring in Witness Protections. Maybe we want to bring in Eaten by Piranhas. Probably Disdainful Stroke is too expensive. Does Tidebinder Mage do anything? Probably not. Are there any red creatures in this deck? In this kind of deck? I don't think so. What do I take out? Probably the chunky creatures. Take out Kamenas. Everything else is pretty good. I mean, Mistcaller's not great. Got, what, 19 creatures left in this deck? But I guess I have to keep it anyway. Just as an enabler for everything else. Just want to be low to the ground. It's a combo deck. This hand's not good. I have to mulligan this. I like having some early things to do on turn 1, but the hand's better. I'll dump the island. We can play Cenote Scout turn 1. We can play Cenote Scout turn 2. Maybe interact with something. With Mystical Dispute. But we need a little bit. We need a little bit more. We just need a little bit more to carry us to victory. But, you know, I can't complain. I mean, there's a lot of power here. There's like Mutavault, Cenote Scout. My opponent can like trip up enough. Maybe that's enough to win. I hate having non-games, though, in game 1, where I'm like, I mulligan. I don't know, maybe it's worth it to mulligan to 5. What was I? Was I on the draw? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong to keep that 6. Maybe I should just mulligan to 5, because I know I'm going to draw 6 cards. Like, what was the extra card in my hand worth? It was, like, basically worth nothing that game, because I was just losing. So I should dig for a 1-drop to play in that game. Like, no 1-drop on the draw. It's what makes, like, Pioneer such a play-draw dependent format. We're going to keep with the island on the bottom. Our opponent keeps 7 cards. Good for them. Good for Timu. Kamena Tyrant of Arazka. Put in the graveyard. You know what? Let's keep that card. Let's keep that card. Maybe in these combo matchups, I should always be siding out Kumena, because I'm never in a position where I want to attack. Or sorry, to draw 3. I mean, but it's good. It has a good combo potential, right? It's got that combo potential. Merfolk. Figure out what we want to do with our turn. That's what we want to do with our turn. All right. And then we're going to have an interesting decision next turn. Portable Hole. All right. Take out one of my creatures. Go for it. Yours. I got a 1/1 now. Witness Protection. Not very good. Okay, so I'm going to go Shields down this turn to play our Kamena, because we need to at least have some sort of board. I guess this opens them to playing, what's it called? Opens the possibility of playing a lot of stuff next turn, but I don't like if they play Jeskai Ascendancy, then so be it. I'll attack with my whatever 4 creatures in play. So I think I don't like this. I think when I'm up against a combo deck, maybe the play is always to take out Kamena Tyrant of Arazka, because I'm always in a situation where I never want to draw 3 cards. I just don't. It's just pointless. Okay, opponent is durdling around a lot, which is good. That is good. good for us. We'll just attack. Like this would, Commander would be infinitely better as a Tashanda's Tiebinder. Like this does enable Pilgrimage, but it's just not worth it. What 2 cards did they reveal off of their card? I got 1 land. What can this get? Exile top 2 cards, choose one of them. Oh, they want, okay, they got a land. They wanted a land. Land is yours. Unearth that thing, go for it. They're going off. They're going off. Found to consider, sure. They still can't play Jeskai Ascendancy though. Ooh, we have 2 Mystical Disputes, so I can burn 1 on something else. Okay, I'm gonna be very careful how I tap my mana. Attack for A7, I guess. They might kill 1. Yeah. Yeah. So they take 5, which is still a 2-turn clock. Pass. Hopefully they play Jeskai. I don't know. They're not in a position to play Jeskai Ascendancy, really. Put Mox Amber in the graveyard. Okay, I'll dispute this. Or attempt to, at least. They might dispute back. And we win the game. Okay. See, that's how I expect to win these games. Okay, so we're in agreement. Sentinel is better than Kumena. I mean, synergy between Kumena and Deeproot. Sure, yeah, that exists, but it's not that important. Anything else? Maybe Disdainful. Sometimes I wonder, when I take out a lot of cards for interaction, how good is Deeproot Pilgrimage anymore? Like, there are games with huge upside. There's also games with huge downside. Deeproot, some copies of Deeproot Pilgrimage could be like Disdainful Stroke. Oh... I'm going to keep this. I can play at instant speed, and we have like a million hex catchers. I have to draw like a random land, though. Any land will do it. I think it's too good of a hand. I think the gamble is good, and the hand is too good to pass up. And we have a 1-drop. Okay, gamble paid off. We're just going to bang every single turn for a good chunk of damage. Uh-oh, here comes Emery. Make things very difficult for us. Another Mox Amber. So this is going to be a lot of card advantage with this Emery. Jeskai Ascendancy. Online by next turn. Deeproot Pilgrimage. That would be great. Man, if we get that online. Okay, attack with our Kumena Speaker. Then I think we're just going to pass the turn, to be honest. Now we need to draw 1 more blue land. Actually, if we just peel lands, that would be very convenient. Just let me peel lands from here on out. I would love that. This is a great combo with this this thing. What is it? Unearth for double red. Well, they don't even need to... Opponent doesn't even need to do that. They just Emery this thing back into the game for 1 mana. Yeah, that works. Doesn't even come to play tapped. You can pay 1, sack it. Fortunately, this is an enchantment, so if you go for it, Emery, it's the last time you're going for it. Yeah, if I get to take... If they don't go for this thing, that would be perfect. Then if I draw land, I'd love to play Deeproot Pilgrimage and hold up and have Spell Pierce up. Then that's pretty much over. I don't see them coming back from that. Combo online. They might be thinking many things. They might be thinking, should we jam this Jeskai Ascendancy? If it doesn't resolve, they could be incredibly screwed. Just incredibly screwed. I don't know what their hand looks like, though. It's a tough decision, though. It's a combo deck. They might also be thinking, like, float mana with Mox Amber. Play the other Mox Amber from the graveyard to play around, like, Hexcatcher. Because I'm sort of representing Hexcatcher. Like, I'm representing something. I could have Hexcatcher, I could have Spell Pierce, I could have Mystical Dispute, I could have, yeah, that's my range here. How to best play around that range. One of those plays around 2 of those things. Uh-oh, okay, so they can play around both here, but they'll lose a trigger if they have to float mana with Amber, get another Amber out. Yeah, okay, they are going to go for the line to play around basically everything that they can. That's 1 less trigger that they get this turn. Sure. Pretty sad that they have this looping crap. I can technically do nothing about this. Or, is it the case that if they play... They can just keep looping Mox Opals every single time they play a spell? That would really suck. Okay, anyway, no, I don't have Mystical Dispute. Wish I did! So they get an extra mana with their Emery every single time they do this. That's sad. Wow, their hand is really good, actually. It was fragile, but it was good. So, I mean, if this Jeskai Ascendancy got countered, they were probably screwed. So they have 2 mana for the rest of the game, I guess. I can't even counter this, because they're just going to untap the Emery. Maybe the best thing to do is, like, just Spell Pierce this Jeskai Ascendancy, tapping them down for the turn. Is this a loop? It might be a loop. Do they have infinite mana? Oh, they do. They have infinite mana. I can't interact with this. I needed a frog effect. Well, the hand was very good until that happened. What is this, turn 3? I'm just getting turn 3 comboed off here. My only option was to play Spell Pierce. So I think Merfolk is very good versus most combo decks. I don't know about this one. This one has you have to like be prepared for everything. Like usually versus a combo deck, I don't want to bring in my frog effects, but I know Emery is so important that you have to have some frog effects for it. So that like wastes some of my sideboard slots. Yeah, I can't exile the graveyard or anything here. Like, am I just gonna lose? Okay, I might as well just F6 here, because like obviously I can't interact with anything. Opponent has like infinite mana. Oh, I guess they're just gonna grow like an infinitely large Emery, so I have to wait until they attack. Like, doesn't matter. I mean, they can set up whatever position they want in the game. They have infinite mana, infinite power. That's Pioneer, folks. This reminds me of Modern back in like 2014. This stuff would happen if the opponent had like a good enough hand. All right. We had such a good start to this tournament. And it petered out like that. Boo earns. 4 mystical disputes. We couldn't find that. I have a feeling if we well, I don't know. I don't know what else is in his hand. Looks like it was a bunch of rubbish though. We would have had a better shot at winning. So, yeah, so we unfortunately lost that match. 4-3. What a sad finish to this whole thing. What to say about the deck? Well, I still got to work on it. Like, we're not... It's like, it's okay, but it's not there. I think I'm going to have to remove Mistcaller for more Kumena speakers. Mistcaller is just not doing the job, even versus... Like, it's fine versus Amalia. It is doing good work versus Amalia. That's only one deck, though. It's only one deck. I don't think it's worth keeping in for that one deck. And I think it's not doing nearly enough versus Phoenix. So what I can do is add some more Kumena speakers. How many green sources do I have? I have 4, 8, 12, 13. Maybe play a Tamio's safekeeping or 2 in place of like Spell Pierce, maybe. I'm gonna look at my sideboard and look to see, hey, what is cuttable? What can I cut from here to make this deck a little bit better? Because we obviously need like a little bit more help. We just don't have against Izzet Phoenix. I don't know if we have enough help. Also, I would like to say, like, where's my mono black matchups? We didn't get any of the super. We got one super great matchup, the blue eye control matchup. That was it. That was it. We only had one super great matchup, and the rest of them have been like so like they can go either way. That's okay. But anyway, that is the challenge for today. I hope you learned something. I learned something. Probably shouldn't have Kumena in versus some of those combo decks, especially when we're shaving a lot of creatures. Hey, maybe Deep-Root Pilgrimage is not even a card to have post-board versus a lot of decks. Gotta sharpen those sideboard plans. All right, hit the like button, all that other stuff. We're still going to be playtesting Pioneer for the next few weeks before Modern Horizons 3 comes out. And this is like, hey, I'm up against really tough players. These are really strong players in these challenges. So this deck is being put to the test, you know, in a lesser environment, you know, like in leagues and so on. I do infinitely better. In fact, let me show you what the stats are as of before that round. Let's hold on. Let me show you the stats. I'll give you the stats what this deck is standing at score-wise, because I've still been recording it. This is what it looks like. So we're like, I'm 70% in leagues. I'm 52% in the chat. It's I guess 50% now because I have to throw in Jeskai ascendancy and as a loss. So I'm actually only 50-50 in the challenges. Overall win percentage, I guess, is going to be up 60%. And you can see where I'm winning. Doing great versus the vampires. Mid-range, waste not. Send more of these decks my way. Where are they? Anyway, there's Phoenix everywhere. That's supposed to be the trump card to Phoenix. We need to see more of those mono black decks in the format. Doing great versus Nykthos. Don't know where those are in the last few challenges I've played. Playing a lot of Phoenix. So we're even against Phoenix at a competitive level. And this is with, and as I keep changing the sideboard plans, it has gotten better. We seem to be even versus Amalia. Probably gonna go lower if I get rid of the Mistcallers. So yeah, so I gotta figure it out. I might be fine getting rid of the Torpor Orb and just being stone cold useless versus Amalia. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna ponder. Things can be pondered. All right. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.